Brian.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Are we not doing the intro video?
Oops. My bad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back for real this time to
For
Age of the Forsaken, where we know what we're doing. But in all seriousness, welcome back. And you notice we are down a couple tonight. Miss Selkie is feeling a little under the weather today, and Daniel had a little one arrive, so I am forcing him to not be here tonight. Just kidding. He wants to be with his baby, and that's where he is. So, congratulations to Daniel and Selkie. Get better soon, darling. So, let's get into the quick intros of who we have here. Starting with the oddly quiet KJ, who has said nothing because she has been... have been eating salted caramel ice cream, which is, in fact, not the best flavor ever.
It is the best, though. You cannot change my mind on that. Hello, I'm KJ. You can find me on different social medias at kj.cosplay, where I have all kinds of content, where the OCs in my head occasionally take over and I make things out of it. But tonight, I will be playing the role of Echo Leafrun, who is the blind monk of the party. And there's so much that's happened, and my brain has not processed most of it.
That's fair. All right, Ken.
Good Day Adventures. This is more Drunken Blade. I'm going to be playing Skip Tracer. He's a rattling rogue. My continuing journey into the intricacies of his little head and all the beings that live inside of his little head. But you can find me, More Drunken Blade, hashtag more, at More Drunken Blade, kind of all over. I haven't been doing much on the internet lately because everything's been involving D&D and promoting D&D and working on D&D. So for now, I'm just playing D&D.
It is true. I have occupied a large part of his headspace for the last year. Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick, otherwise known as Castlevania 86 on the internet. I'm playing Marion Ravenwolf in this campaign, the party's shadow sorceress, and I'm doing all kinds of sorcery things.
That is true. And General Medicus.
Hello, it's me. First try, by the way. Matt, also known as War Torn Knight, out there on the interwebs. This evening, I have the pleasure to grace all of your screens playing as Chip Mackenzie, the dwarven boatwright who has been thrust into a life and has now a little rat friend on his shoulder, and we're getting better at calling him a friend.
Are we?
Frenemy.
Better at it.
Better.
Yeah.
All right. And I am your dungeon master for the evening. Dungeon master. I do my best. You can find me on the TikToks and the Instas at Big Chief 1387, where I am trying to be more consistent. But I mostly do D&D stuff on there. And this is what I'm doing tonight. But as good of a DM as these people say I am, what I am really bad at is taking notes. So I am going to ask KJ to take another break from their salted caramel, not best flavor ice cream to give us a recap. And while they have their mouthful,
I didn't even open the
mint
doc.
chocolate chip is the best
I
one.
haven't even opened it yet. I'll fight you.
Mint chocolate chip is the
Okay.
superior flavor. I'm just going to say. But
I get sick having it. I cannot have it. Therefore,
Why?
not superior.
okay, what makes you? Is it mint? Can you have mint other stuff?
I can have mint other stuff. It's just I don't know the combination of it with the chocolate. Like most chocolatey ice creams, I can't have because it will make me sick. Because it's just overly rich and sweet. Can't do it. Anyway,
If you're watching
recap
this-
of last session.
If you're watching
I'm
this, put in
moving
the YouTube chat what you think is the best ice cream flavor. I'll start.
I'm
Why did I write it
overly-
like
We're
that?
just going through things that made us sick. I'm allergic to penicillin, by the way.
Eh, all right. Anyway, to the recap. I feel like I should be recapping how many Chip's mom's jokes get made each session because I have them written down.
I
and
feel
I
like-
never actually give that photo out.
I feel like that's fair.
You guys were slacking last session. We only had 5.
That who's not slacking is Chip's mom.
But it made up for the previous section where we had 30?
That's true.
It was
We
like,
went
I don't know.
Just-
I wasn't there.
just like everybody else. That session we did go to town on Chip's mom.
we did.
Yeah.
Two.
Everybody
Someone keep
went
track.
to
I'm
town.
not
KJ,
writing it.
take it away with the recap.
Okay, so God, I think it started with a dream sequence. I don't. Oh,
Did
it was mine. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the first notes that I have.
Yep.
So, Echo, after being sick, I think was what we had happened.
Mhm.
They had a nightmare rather than a dream, where they were in this thick forest that had one very predominant tree in the middle that had this inviting purple glow that filled Echo with a feeling of content and comfort. But as the dream continued, the purple shifted to a red that started from this very deep red until it became a very bright, violent red. It then took a jump to a scene where the forest is entirely on fire and the ground splits towards the tree and a chasm forms as Echo steps to one side. And when they turned back to the tree, there instead was standing a very large and imposing demonic figure who grabbed Echo and started pushing his fingers into their eyes. Very painful, and that's how Echo woke up. To which Riz and Echo had a little conversation before both of them ended up exiting the slumber satchel, and we reunited with the rest of the group. I believe we then went on the... Did we do something before we left? I think we just left. I'm pretty sure. Because I have no...
Yeah, you guys just left the ship and you guys got to Warson.
We just kind of headed on to Warson.
Yep.
What the
It was
fuck
really
is
kind of
this note?
anticlimactic with departing the ship. There was no big.
It really was.
Yeah.
But so between that and Warson, I have
Riz did call Hammer
Guardian
Daddy.
White Rick Whisper Step. Anyway,
Rick.
Dude, oh, this is so. I remember what this note is for. There was a conversation that Echo had with their mentor or something along those lines, and had given Echo a name for a higher up member in the society that Echo is part of. I don't want to mispronounce it. Mirvitarin? I don't think that's how that's pronounced, but it's fine.
The country?
Yes.
Is Myvatin.
That is what...
Myvatn.
I have Myvtarin. Which
That's
just could be
it.
how I decided to spell it, but it's fine. Anyway, the party makes it to Warson, which has very much a Viking village sort of feel. It was a lot more busy for being such a small port town. It had mixed racial influence throughout different parts of the town, but very much was a mixed pot of people. The notable inns and taverns were the Salty Siren, which had a dive bar vibe, the Portside Lodge, and the Seafarer's Haven, which was kind of a poster card seaside inn, which is where Echo and Six were able to secure lodging for everyone because of the information and news that they had to get along.
Yep.
I think Zalo was the name that I gave them. Something like that. Anyway, we got lodging. Echo and Six took a moment to catch up with each other and try to update each other on what's happened since they last saw each other. Chip and Marion ended up having a conversation to which eventually they went to see a seer of sorts, and I didn't actually take any notes from what happened there because I was dissociating hardcore. But that is the last note I have from last session.
Only missed huge plot points. I'm just kidding.
It's listen.
It's fine.
I was struggling.
It's all good. Are you good now? We're fine. All right, that was pretty good. Matt, did you have any feedback you want to give the audience on the visions that you guys were given before we get going?
We didn't really get visions. We got told.
You're right. We
were licking hands and stuff.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It's only weird if you haven't seen Vikings.
It's weird regardless.
I mean, that's true.
And also just saying, don't lick people's hands. COVID-19 is a thing.
Yep. Also, consent is a thing, so...
Well, he was consenting, that's right.
Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah, almost as much as Chip's
I didn't
mom.
see the health rating on the outside of the hut.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, so from Chip's side of things, he's getting pushed into something that is a lot bigger than he is. Which is not much saying that he's a dwarf, but yeah, that we'll just leave it at that.
All right. So, with that recap, where we'd pick up tonight, because we are missing two, and because there was no real interest in any conversations along the way, we will say that you guys secured a wagon with 4 horses that the stables chose to give you guys, or let you guys use, rather, not give you guys, but let you guys use free of charge because of the importance of the message in which you were carrying. It took you the better part of a couple days, but you guys did eventually arrive with everybody. Nobody got left behind, including Dargan. He is there. Just you almost forgot him, and then you guys like turned around and were like, nope, here we go. Just testing you. But he is definitely with you guys. Like, as you guys are up there talking in the wagon, he is just sitting there, like, legs out the back of the wagon, just kind of kicking, just enjoying life, having friends, which is great. He's never had real friends before. But you guys do eventually arrive at the city of Osotona, which Echo would be able to describe to you because they have been here. But they can't really describe much because they can't see right now because they are blind. But what the rest of you are seeing for the first time, most of you are, it's kind of that Viking city on steroids, right? It is just, imagine if Viking society wasn't wiped out how it was, if it had survived and went on. It is just Viking society turned up to 11. The center of the city is a very predominant longhouse. Is kind of a stretch because it's the size of a palace, but it is the shape of a longhouse. It has the big open vibe of the longhouse. You can tell that there is a definite dwarven influence on this city. It is in the foothills of a different range of mountains that you guys were in. Of which I don't have those in my notes, so that's cool. But I'll tell you guys later. But you guys do arrive in the bustling city. You see there is a very large military presence here right now. And those of you who have had any experience with the military in game knows that it is very much so like they are getting ready for something. But the streets are lined with a pretty good mix of what you can tell are completely green soldiers that don't know anything but to stick the pointy end in the other guy, all the way up to the most grizzled of veterans that are sitting there having seen way too many wars. But the city streets are bustling, and you guys have a place to go. So you guys tell me where you're going and what you want to see, and I will tell you how it goes. You guys take it away.
Well, I would suggest, since we are here on a mission to deliver a message, that we ignore that and go right to a tavern, start drinking, maybe do some shopping. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's.
Are you kidding me?
Let's find
You
a bathroom.
better not. You better not.
All right. So you guys go straight for the military keep?
Yes.
Echo is at least.
Does
Blind.
Echo know where they are going?
Blind leading the blind.
Well, Echo's been here before.
That's
And
true.
one of the things that, their organization is trained of is knowing every place you go to. So I think Echo would be familiar enough to know their way around.
Okay. And that's fair enough. You do start making your way in the general direction. You guys watch Echo take off, making their way. They seem to know where they're going. You do see them bumping into more people than usual, but that's okay. Eventually, though, you guys do get to Fort Evergard, which is kind of across the laneway from the main longhouse. It has a much more because the longhouse is there's not really a straight line on it on the outside, right? Everything is a curving arc that flows very evenly. Fort Evergard is the exact opposite of that, and you can tell that it is very heavily dwarven influence, as there are straight lines and hard edges everywhere. That mixed with the fact that the longhouse is, despite its size, it is still made predominantly of timbers, like these giant redwood type sized timbers. And Fort Evergard is built out of thick, dark stone. But you do come up and you notice that, and Echo, you would notice because you got your little blindside stuff going on, right? I think we gave you with the type of monk you are. So you noticed when you were here last time that the guards that usually stand out in front of here are usually just a step above city guards. and they are now replaced by people in full plate armor, full helmet, massive shield, huge sword. Like they are legit. And when you guys even take a step towards the building, they are immediately noticing all of you guys.
Echo would step forward, and as soon as Jesus Christ, I'm doing it.
Wow! I was gonna say I don't feel so bad anymore.
It's been an off day, let me tell you. As soon as they catch on to the change in the presence of those who are guarding the front, and their immediate notice and attention to them moving forward, they will just kind of straighten up and look ahead at them and just, in a very calm and collected and professional demeanor, announce why they're here and who they're looking for.
And as you do, you see these figures. They don't really look as much as just kind of take a stance where you can tell information is processing. And you hear in a voice that doesn't really fit the stature of these beings, in a higher, more feminine voice. You hear, each of you will have to state your name and, well, not the purpose of your visits, because you already said that, but just state your names. I need it for the record.
Echo Lifran.
And
I visited here before.
As you say that, you see in kind of dwarven runes, your name just kind of appear kind of in front of it as it kind of settles into the armor. And it's looking expectantly at the rest of you.
Marion Ravenwolf.
Echo just kind of like shifts their heads to the side, just
Ratman.
I was looking at this thing because you're kind of a big guy.
Yes, we are. Name, please.
My name is
your
Skip.
real name.
Oh, Skip.
Skip. All right. And you see the runes just kind of forming and then settling into the armor.
Oh, hold on. I need that for later because, like, look, I have runes right here too.
You still Skip. You still have your name. It's just record keeping.
No, I want to see how it's written in the runes. I don't know how to do that. I mean, can I jot that down?
You can ask the dwarf. He can teach you how to write in dwarvish runes.
Oh, that sounds like a most wonderful skill.
Writing is generally pretty useful. Dwarf man.
With my intelligence, it should be quite easy for me to obtain it. So okay, bye.
Which kingdom are we in?
You are in my Vaten, I believe. That's where I sent you guys. I think.
This is not the kingdom whom which the Royal Navy ship served.
The Argent Dawn.
I'm just double checking because I mean, as far as the crown is concerned, Chip might be wanted for treason. So
the dice say it is not.
I never even thought about this.
I honestly
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
until just this moment, but now that's gonna be a thing, and I am gonna
I'm
have fun with that.
Well, because Echo
making
would
sure.
also know what this kingdom is, because Echo would try to help out, knowing more about Chip actually is.
I'm just saying, if Chip started to see some very familiar regalia, then he would possibly not just go, "Oh yeah, I'm Chip McKenzie," and they'd be like, "Oh, you owe us a ship."
You owe us an entire ship.
So that being said, seeing as this all looks very official, Chip is going to kind of look up at everybody and then with his one good eye kind of side eye at everybody else because this is going to be a first. He's going to look up and just go, Shoranak Mackenzie. You can call me Chip.
And is that your, forgive me, is that your real name?
That is the dwarven
The
name
dwarf-
that you made me take.
Which one? What? Wait,
That's
wait.
the name
Let's
his
go
mama
back.
gave
What
him.
did I make you take?
You made me take a dwarven sounding name because originally I had his first name as Charles, and you were like, no dwarf in my world is going to be named Charles.
And I mean, that's valid, is what that is.
That's the name Chip's mom
Can we
gave
get
him.
that name again? Because my internet disconnected me for 50 seconds.
Choranak.
That sounds
Okay.
like a wonderful name.
How is that
Hence
spelled?
why CHIP.
It looks like
Fuck you.
So, upon getting that name, you see this thing computing. And you see your name come up in runes, green like everybody else, and then you see them flicker to red.
You said it wasn't them. You said it
Nope.
wasn't them.
But they are
Chip
part
just
of a
runs
confederacy
away.
that wasn't around a few years ago. So now they kind of share notes.
That being said, he's going to see him the first name that has popped up red, and he's just going to, shite.
Echo will step to be in front of Chip.
All right. It is shown that you have warrants for deserting and destruction of crown property in the kingdom of Enga.
Right, but that's not this kingdom, right?
We are all part of the Dawnlight Confederacy now.
Shite.
And
Chip,
then you
it's
guys do
okay.
notice that a few more of these large beings are now kind of coming to flank you guys. Well, not you guys as much as one
Echo-
of you.
You sure you spelled
Echo
Sharnak
is
right?
staying as close to Chip as possible.
Patrick, I love you. That was great.
I think that's the wrong Sharnak.
That's
No,
not
it's
exactly a
actually the
common
Mackenzie.
name.
It's a very common dwarven name. I hear
I
it all
can
the
assure
time.
you it is not.
It's the Mackenzie part. Did you put MCK or MACK?
It's not as rare as Charles, but
Fuck you guys.
I don't know these people. Especially this guy,
the war criminal.
The war criminal.
that guy
So-
with the warrant.
You guys are
So-
going to notice that they are kind of like the ones that walked up behind you are now kind of all getting together and like kind of boxing you guys in with these large shields, which you guys are noticing at this point. They are like chest to just above the floor on these beings that are like 8 feet tall. And they are
They are
just kind of
large-sized
like,
tower shields.
Hmm?
They are large-sized tower shields.
So,
indeed.
what Echo is going to be doing,
Um,
as soon as all of this starts happening and Echo's to kind of sense it, Echo, whether Chip has any objections or not, is going to be stepping up next to him, an arm on his shoulder, and just addressing everybody Echo's been here before and has been on official business with a very trusted organization, and will just say, I understand the circumstances over the warrants that are on this man. None of them are valid. If you will permit us an audience, the member we're looking for, I will help explain the circumstances of this man.
Chip, I think you should run because she's going to set you up. This is how she traps you. Run!
I'm a dwarf. I have very short legs. I'm not outrunning these 8-foot tall fuckers.
No, Marion told me that they were okay. So it hopefully not like queso, like the cheese, but just I don't like cheese, but just you were okay, comma. So we can trust them.
And I'm gonna turn to one of the guys and like I'm only 18 inches fucking tall. And he's massive. I'm like, do you guys know what happened to the rat in when they put the rat in a cage or like in a like I think I got fucking fleas. Or when they put him in a maze. Bro, are you listening to me? Do you speak common?
There is no response.
Okay, this doesn't look good.
And
You
at
sure
this
it's
point,
the right Charnak we're talking about?
at this point, you guys see the heavy stone doors opening with a couple of even bigger of these individuals that are these ones standing about 15, 16 feet tall. But these ones don't seem to move away from the doors. You guys would notice these ones seem much more stationary.
I so want to just fucking bolt right now.
Skip, remember Plan C4?
Well,
I so wish you guys would.
I cast Fireball. No.
No. No.
I'm sure that's not going to be a TBK or anything.
I cast Fireball.
My
No,
God.
I don't. I'm not a wizard, so I can't do that kind of stuff. But I know. But if you were to hey guys, look behind you. There's somebody coming up behind you.
No, these guys are already behind you.
Oh,
But as the door opens, you guys do see standing atop these many kind of marbled steps. You do see a imposing looking, from what you can tell, female dwarf figure, but then again, it's kind of hard to tell. Because sometimes dwarven women have beards too. But you do see a figure, and she just kind of takes the staff and kind of pounds it on the ground, and you notice that Chip now has manacles around his wrists and ankles.
Shite.
I told you we should have got out of here.
Skip.
Echo
It's
is still
fine.
standing there,
There must
hand
be
on Chip's
some
shoulder.
misunderstanding. We come from Vandershelf Peaks where Vadark sent us.
And you'll notice that the dwarven person lifts an eyebrow and kind of motions, and one of you starts moving whether you want to or not, as the manacles start moving Chip in these kind of very awkward, forced steps. Kind of reminiscent of a baby trying to walk for the first time. Are you guys following? What are you guys doing?
Echo is staying hand on Chip's shoulder the entire time.
Okay.
Chip's gonna look up at Echo and just be like, "It's fine. You handle Vadark now. You fix me later."
This isn't very.
Unlike those you've ever interacted with before, I'm not leaving you to deal with this on your own, especially because I have information that might help getting rid of your warrants. So either you take my help.
You can still do that, but maybe not at the front gate. Just if I spend a few hours or a night in a cell, that's whatever. It's not the first time.
This isn't the chip you're
Chip.
looking for.
Why is this one waving his hand at me like that? Why
Did
is
that
it-
work?
why is- No, it didn't work.
Wave both hands.
Skip.
Is this one okay?
He just
He's
likes
special.
jazz.
He's
very
fine.
special.
I will say you noticed for the first time too, Chip. Once those manacles went on, Hammy is nowhere to be seen.
Fucking Hammy. Hammy set you up.
Well,
Always. Always. Quite literally.
You know who else likes chains?
God.
Chip's mom. You said we were slacking last time. I gotta fix it.
Like, seriously, guys, do I need to leave and then get somebody and come back and get you guys? Or we trust
you guys
that?
are all like being. If you guys don't move on your own, like these shields behind you start like. Yeah.
Well, stop pushing me with the shield, sir.
Hey,
Echo.
all of you. All
Echo.
three of you fuckers. Don't ruin our audience with Vadark just because I've got some shit behind me. Figure that out. I'll be here.
Wouldn't this have been a lot better if...
all of you are gonna go see Commander Belagar right now.
I don't want to.
Oh, good.
And you just start getting drugged faster. Are the rest of
There's
you
no
coming?
dragging. Like, you just told me that we're
Yeah.
going where I
Oh,
need
okay.
to go.
So you're walking? Okay.
I've been walking, but like now
Sweet.
it's like with Ernest.
There we go.
With Ernest.
Are you
Oh,
guys
this is the
are you
way.
guys following or what are you guys doing?
I will stay again. Echo
Okay.
was not
You're
leaving
right.
Chip's side.
So you're right with him.
Skips. Now's not the time. Let's just play along with their game. No C4.
I don't want to play a game. I want to go see Vadark because he's going to get us out of this.
I
And
will say
then
Vadark
is
is
a
the
good-
one that you guys left back in the forest. You were sent to Belagar to report that Vadark needs resupply and
Damn it.
reinforcements.
Yeah.
My notes are all fucked up.
Beligars who were
They got
looking to talk
wet.
to. Yes, they are.
My notes got wet.
They got
Sorry,
wet.
guys. Well, I went swimming. With bow-legged women, and there was an incident, and my book
not
got
supposed to do
wet.
that.
Technically a Chip's mom joke.
Yeah. I was going to
Technically.
say, was it a Chip's mom?
Technically.
I think technically that means you made your first Chip's mom's joke.
Not their first. Not their
Not
first.
their first?
They're
Not the
very
first.
rare, but not their first.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put my hands up.
So
I'm good.
you
We're good.
guys get escorted up the marble staircase through the marble halls, and then you guys come to stand on a very large marble stone that is, instead of the traditional white marble, this stuff is much more of the kind of gray black marble, and it's outlined with a gold frame. And as all of you guys get on it, you notice that the dwarf woman does slam her staff on the ground again, and the whole thing just kind of starts to levitate up.
Oh, she's an earthbender.
Immediately, I'm gonna grab my earring, a whisper, and try to whisper into Echo's ear.
Echo, can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay. Because last time this shit happened, there was no magic we could use.
Everything will be fine, Skip. Just follow my lead.
Okay, here's the deal. You owe me one. Remember, you owe me one. So here's the deal, Echo. I'm going to faithfully accompany you with my mouth shut. Unless it's in my benefit to leave.
I will not ask any more of you.
Okay,
Skip.
let's go.
Is
I
this,
miss
is this
Hammy.
group text?
Thank you.
I miss Hammy.
It is group text. It gets sent to everybody.
I still miss Hammy. Chip, can you hear us with the manacles on? Okay.
Yes, and you all are fucking loud.
Oh,
All right. So you guys get to the top of this basic elevator ride. It's not ominous, it's just a question. Um and you guys are now, you can tell, far above the city streets. The same black marble motif seems to go throughout this room. You see tables lined with multiple maps that currently have some black and some white blocks on them that, Chip, even from your short time in the Navy, you recognize as military type, that there's some strategizing going on. And at the end of this long room, you see standing, looking out through a stained glass window, a very tall and imposing dark-skinned half-orc figure who is in some... he's not in like his plate armor that you can see on a mannequin right next to him, or not a mannequin, but like an armor stand. But he is in definite military regalia with the dress coat done all the way up. Like the top button is done. Not a single thread is out of place. You see he is perfectly groomed. Even his tusks are like shinier and more well kept than your typical half orc or orc person would have them. Like, he is the embodiment of military. And as you approach, you just hear, without being introduced or anything like that, you just hear the voice say, Chip Mackenzie.
Hi.
Says here that you deserted, that a ship sank, and that you did not report back in.
Chip's gonna think about things and just go, those are correct events. A ship did sink, and I did not report back into any form of officer.
There are punishments for such actions.
He has his reasons, though.
And he turns this kind of steely gaze to you, and who might you be?
My lawyer. No, I'm kidding.
My name is Echo Leafrun.
Oh my god, it's Daredevil.
I mean,
the blind
basically.
lawyer.
My name is Echo.
Echo. And what business do you have to speak on this matter?
Considering I was sent to investigate this man, I think I'm rather qualified.
And do you have evidence to the contrary that he did report in?
I don't. But like I said, I did not oppose the claims, only state that he had reasons, and ones that I'm sure some people might think aren't justified, but others might think are, if you would give time for an explanation.
Speak.
Echo takes a step or two forward. Where are my pinned messages?
And we'll take this opportunity to take a message from our sponsor, which is that mint chocolate chip ice cream is the best form of ice cream.
Negative.
You are incorrect.
Slander.
As Echo takes a step forward, they just start with, I do not know if you know of my man. Her name is Desana Sothrandi. She is of rank Warden of the Vale in the organization I'm a member of. Only a Shadow Adept myself, but if you have any understanding of my organization, even at Shadow Adept, I'm an experienced member in stealth and gathering of information. The vigilance of the Vale was built for information and proving or disproving anything and everything. I was sent to investigate to see of his well-being and investigate the events that have followed him. And due to some time in some unruly territories and in capturing, and will pull down to show the branded number, I've found myself in the company of this man for a while. I've got to see the make of his character, the make of his actions, and the unfortunate events that have followed him since then, none of which caused by his own doing. A lot of his history has painted him as a deserter or a bad man. But all the information and knowledge I have gained firsthand has said the opposite. As of right now, the force that has influenced some of the darker things in Chip Mackenzie's past is not present. But outside of this building and outside of those handcuffs, it is ever present and is able to influence things that I had not thought possible but had influenced me at times and other members that you see in this room. A lot of the events that have happened to this man and the actions that would logically be placed on him consequence-wise should not be placed on him, but rather the arcane, maybe even possibly divine interventions in this man's life.
So you are vouching for his character and saying that it's not his fault, but it's his God's fault. Is that what I'm understanding?
It's not a god, sir. I know of the gods, I know of the pantheons. I don't know what the force is that plagues this man. I don't know whether arcane or divine in nature. I do not dismount or contradict any of the events you have on record. Yes, they did happen, and yes, this man happened to be in the middle of all of it, but they were not caused by him. Not directly, and not through any intent of his. He would rather be rid of the force that has caused all of these things, but he cannot. He's ready to, I don't know if turn himself in is quite the right thing to say, but he has done many things over the years to make sure that, at the very least, everything that has happened to him does not become transferred to his family.
The Dawnlight Confederacy does not make a habit of punishing one's family for one's transgressions.
If I may, sir, it's not the Dawnlight Confederacy that I was worried about.
Then who is it that you are worried about?
The Gilded Dominion.
We have men keeping an eye on that.
That is why we're here, actually, to begin with.
Your friend is in a very bad habit of speaking out of turn.
They're not the worst.
Look over at Skip. I think he's talking about you.
See Skip just shaking. I cannot wait for the tirade of words that are going to come out when you guys leave here. So at this point, for the first time, he fully turns towards you guys, and you guys get kind of the full military ensemble. You see the ridiculous amount of medals and accommodations that this guy wears. He's got the tassels on the shoulders and everything like that. But unlike a lot of officers that you guys have seen, you can tell that this guy has been through some shit. But he does step directly up to Chip, and Chip is, how tall is Chip?
Probably like 4'8",
4'8". Okay, so this guy steps up at about 6'10" ish, and he just kind of like, looks down at you and just, if you have information that you wish to share that might influence your sentence, now is the time to share it.
Right. Well, so I can't say that I was directly responsible for the ship sinking, especially since at the time of it sinking I was in the brig, which doesn't do much to help my case. But hear me out. Even though the Gilded Dominion officially became a force upon the world later, the men aboard that ship, specifically those men that were aboard that ship, were serving the Gilded Dominion. And the ship was sank, not directly by me. The ship was sank to rid the world of their scorn, in hopes to put a stopper in their advancement.
And you see him just kind of stroking his chin at this point. And then he steps up to Echo. You seem very eager to have things to share. Is there something you wish to share now?
On which matter, my friend here or the reason we're here in the first place?
Let's start with the reason you're here, and we will go from there.
Well, sir, we come from the front lines, part of the way on a journey to what would have been certain death, but Vaydark helped us and requested that we bring a message.
And you see him definitely take an absolute interest.
You see,
what message is this?
They are in need of men, food, and supplies. They need reinforcements. They are doing the best they can, given circumstances of when we last saw them, which was quite some time ago, but they need help. They're not as strong as they used to be.
How many more are there?
How many were there last time? Like when we were there, how many men did they still have?
You guys counted approximately 20 total.
And that was when we were there.
Yep.
Echo just kind of head is raised to look at him as best they can, but obviously being blind never makes direct contact. But just when we were there, 20 total. I'm sure it's less than that now, but a good
And
man.
you notice he gives a alarmed look. How long ago were you there?
It's been like a month. Given travel,
Month and a
maybe
half,
just
maybe.
over a month. I think so, because it was like a month just in travel on the water.
And
It was like-
then, so as you guys are talking about this, you just see him looking concerned, and he just says, Torvi. And you see the dwarf woman that is there, and she just kind of nods and, right, on it, sir. And she goes on her way, and then you notice that there are a couple more dwarvish men this time that kind of take her place.
Oh, before you go, here's a sending stone that his dwarven commander Galdar you may be able to get in contact with.
And you notice when you say Galdar, the dwarf woman looks at you very like earnestly and like reaches for the stone.
Ayo.
So you guys were with Vaydark.
Him and his men saved us from an untimely potential death.
It would not have been potential, it would have been final.
He entrusted us to find 3 of his top men, in which we did, and they were on their way here, but they were captured as well. We saved them from probably the same fate we would have ended up with.
I acknowledge that you all had an opportunity to forego bringing this information to us, and you chose to anyway.
We were merely repaying the
Respectfully so.
favor of them saving our lives. We figured it was the least we could do.
Aside from that, at least for me, I cannot speak for the others. It's against what I stand for, omitting such information.
You will be rewarded all the same. But Mr. Mackenzie, punishment must be weighed for deserting. Normally, the gallows would be your next stop. But given what you've done, $50 lashes, and you will be paid.
$50 and forever branded as a traitor, even though I'm a survivor.
You will not be branded a traitor. You will be forgiven, for there are many of us with lashes. I have my own. It is merely a sign that you have paid your debt.
Debt for a crime that I didn't commit.
Did you report in?
I survived.
This is the offer before you. It is the best I can do. A debt must be paid. And he motions to one of the dwarven men who comes up, and he kind of waves his hand, and he presents a contract that you signed into the Navy. And it does very clearly lay out that the punishments for multiple offenses include lashing. But it does say deserting, going MIA, and like mutiny and all that kind of stuff is all under the heading of offenses punishable by death.
You enforce a punishment from somebody that you are at war with.
I have no means to confirm what you're saying. But I do have witnesses here that heard you admit to deserting.
So,
So as you start piping up, Marion, he kind of like lifts the hand at you. And he is looking deadpan at Echo, and it kind of takes him a second to realize that they can't see him. Echo.
you say you don't have the means to prove or disprove his statement. But unless I'm incorrect, given consent by the accused, there are people with the arcane abilities to check memories, yes?
I can't tell if Matt is talking to us or somebody else. Got it. We do have the means of this, yes, but he has also admitted in front of the arbiters that he has deserted, that he did not check back in when he did have the opportunity before absconding to where it appears that you guys were apprehended. Is this not true?
Chip's getting frustrated now. I've already told you who these people were. If I turn up the sole survivor of their shipwreck, it would have been the gallows anyway. So you tell me if I deserted or if I survived. You could call this a debt to be paid. Explain it to my son.
If I may speak on Chip's behalf, we all know what's going on. We saw it in the streets. You all are preparing for war. They are preparing for war. If you look at it this way, Chip took out one of their ships. You should be thanking Chip. That's one less warship that is out there. Several more troops you do not have to deal with. I know it's morbid in this way, but Chip helped you out.
So he's kind of just staring at Chip contemplatively.
The look on Chip's face is not a look of like begging for mercy or pleading his case. It's disappointment.
Having one's memory read in this way to confirm what you are saying. You know that this is an uncomfortable experience, yes?
Aye.
And you still would consent to this?
What I'm telling you is not a secret. Unbelievable, maybe. True all the same.
So you understand why I need proof. And you see him motion, and you see a dark-skinned elfish figure coming, not really coming out. She's kind of getting escorted out, and you notice that she is wearing very odd armor that includes a helmet that you can tell the eyes are completely covered, but you can still tell from the dark skin and the white hair that's coming out from under this helmet that it is definitely a drow figure.
You said the eyes were completely covered?
Yeah.
Is this outfit in any way reminiscent to the robes that Riz absconded with?
Reminiscent, I would say, is a good word.
Hmm.
That you see that they are... You can tell that Riz's are very antiquated in comparison, but you can definitely see the similar symbology. And well, no, never mind. Echo wouldn't know because they can't see shit.
What you're basically saying is that this person's wearing the 2023 spring collection, whereas Riz has something a little bit that you would find at a thrift
Like
store.
1823. Pretty much,
okay,
yeah.
that you would find in a museum.
Yes.
He has Windows 95. They're running Windows 12.
What?
Does anybody care to mention that to Echo, or do you guys all just notice this and just say, oh, yeah?
It seems, from Chip's perspective, that's a back burner discussion.
What is it?
From somebody else's perspective, that would be a front burner discussion. It's literally Chip's ass on the line here. Actually, since we didn't really talk about it, would Riz not be present?
No, Riz, sorry, we did kind of overlook that. So, when you guys got in, Riz in like one of the most ADD moments, caught a glimpse of a outpost of the Magi Consortium, which is pretty much the Mages Guild, and he had many questions. So he completely just booked it there with a "see you guys later," more or less. Handle your business. I'll be back.
I guess that's fair.
To your question, Skip. Not all drow are evil here. They have a bad reputation, as they do in most D&D settings, but they're not universally evil.
That's not what I was getting to.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but the part where Riz has the robes, the later version of these robes.
Mhm.
So is this drow person that's there? Are they a captive? Did they capture this person, or is this person
No.
like willing? This person's willingly there.
Yeah,
For what reason? Maybe I'm missing.
we'll get there.
Like they're part of this, or
Yes, you guys.
so
Well,
what?
Echo would be able to attest if they could see that the remnants of, well, the offshoots of this organization is what they would call it.
So
That they work with the military because they are kind of the more. The vigilants are much more recon based, as opposed to this organization are more proactive.
So why don't you? So Chip, why don't you just trade your lashes for somebody who killed some of those drow people and has their clothes on them right now?
Oh shit!
Matt likes the cut of your jib. Chip would not. Instead, just because since it's coming up so often, I will allow Chip to kind of like, furrow a brow in this direction and just look or like kind of lean towards Echo and just be like, where were you? Where Riz got those robes?
I'm assuming, is this like you talking out loud or over the earring?
Earring?
Echo would respond, also furrowing their brow. A hidden room with ancient relics from the predecessor of my organization.
This person that just walked in is wearing a little bit more of an updated model.
Oh?
Any words of wisdom would be appreciated.
Would I know of this sister organization?
You would know as much about the sister, of the organization,
Mm-hmm.
who claims to be directly from them, but you guys always kind of look at that as a little bit of heresy, but you just say they're kind of offshoot.
Mm-hmm.
But you know about as much as how they work as any of us know about the reality of what the CIA does or the FBI in their full capacity. I'll say it that way, in that the general consensus amongst the vigilance is it's maybe best we don't know details.
Say that again?
It's kind of like maybe it's best that we don't know the depths of what they do, because they, like I said, they're more proactive and they kind of thrive right on the edge of what some people would consider ethical and legal.
Got it.
But
Echo would respond back. They, you could say, are a sister organization. I don't know much about them. They're very cryptic and keep to themselves, but just don't do anything rash.
Well, Hemi's not here. I think that we're scot-free on that one.
Everything will be fine, Chip. I promise
Don't
you.
you lean closer to that microphone. Don't you lean closer to that microphone.
I'm
stop that.
right here. They can't see me.
This bitch.
Shite.
I have a question about this process that Chip may agree to. You were only looking at this event. You aren't prying into more personal, irrelevant to this situation, correct?
I do not claim to know how they work. I simply know that they can confirm what one has said by witnessing through their own eyes.
If I'm studied as I should be on forms of this matter, they can, but most of the time you go in with a desired outcome, and that is what is given. Most of the time, it does not deviate. Unless the caster wills it so, but...
Right, well, they're either rifling through my head or they're rifling through my flesh, and I don't really have too much that I'm hiding upstairs, so... Either get on with the prying or get on with the lashing.
Well, which is it you prefer? I am fine telling her to continue, or you can take the lashings. It is your cross to bear, so to speak.
I feel like that's a reference to something that doesn't exist here.
That name keeps getting brought up.
Don't put words in my mouth. That was 51 lashes.
But if this process proves what Chip says, he's clear in your eyes, correct?
If what he says is true, his name will be cleared. He will be given recompense for what he had to endure. And he will be free to go about his business. His contract will have been fulfilled, his obligations met, and he will go with the good graces of the Dawnlight Confederacy.
Recompense for what I've had to endure.
I haven't fucking done that much to you. I told you I saved your life.
Hope your pockets are deep. All right, let's get on with it.
So you are more or less pulled by the manacles down into a kneeling position. And this drow woman is kind of walked right up to you. And you all, like, as you guys are watching this, it's not like a forced captivity type situation. It is that this female is blind. And they kind of take her hands and put them on Chip's head. And you see her going into some magic that you guys don't recognize. And you can tell that it goes beyond any spell that you guys have seen. And Chip, you, for lack of a better term to put it, what you start feeling is a mental equivalent of somebody going through a Rolodex. Like, you feel your thoughts and memories being thumbed through. And they go to the first thing that is a boat in your recent memories, which is you guys sailing and all the conversations that you've had. and all that kind of stuff. And then they push a little further. They come across, your experience, running into Veydark and everything after that. You feel the slightest sense of amusement at the thought of you guys wandering around a mountain for like 3 days before continuing on. You feel every single emotion and memory of being captured and branded and having your beard unceremoniously just hacked off, like with the worst dry shave ever. And they start pushing back, and you feel them go past the memory that they're looking for. And you get pangs of memories of choosing to leave your family and signing up for the Navy and running away. And you can tell like that wasn't intentional. Like you kind of feel them backpedal right away, but it still brings up. And as all these memories are being brought up, by the way, it's like it is being pulled to the forefront of your mind, like memories that you have shoved down, possibly repressed, and started to ignore. Like however you were dealing with them, they are all now like right there. And then there's the memories of you feeling like you are losing your mind out on that ship and going crazy, and Hammy, everything from Hammy chewing your eye out and all that to you going to the captain swearing that this rat is messing with your head, and just this moment of vulnerability that really kind of came back to bite you in the ass as you got thrown in the bridge, watching these rats chew through the ship, and Hammy just looking seemingly amused at the time. And the ship going down, you swearing you were going to drown, and all these rats just kind of chewing a hole to get you out. A memory you didn't remember. Kind of Sam in Lord of the Rings style towards the end when he's just kind of floating there, reaching up. You get this memory of a hand reaching in and grabbing you, and it being the kind of celestial form of Hammy pulling you up onto some of the wreckage. And him looking very concerned at you before going back to being the rat and just torturing you more because that was his lot. And it goes over these memories a few times, this person does, to confirm. It feels like confirming, and that the details are consistent, so you're not making it up, pretty much. And then it starts to pull back, but then it stops at a very specific moment, which is when you saw a certain god form behind Hemi and the vision of Grimgorn, and it kind of like focuses in on that for a moment. Do you kind of like object to that thought, or do you just kind of like sit there and let it happen?
I think we're gonna allow this.
Okay. So it definitely zeroes in on exactly what it is, and it is the being that is in your head right now gets very concerned and very worried, and it starts to look at pretty much every vision that has come from that. It goes through the memories of the dreams that you had, and you get the feeling like that this presence almost feels like it gives you vibes reminiscent of Echo, where you can tell this person is like taking notes almost. That they are observing, that they keep on going back through these thoughts. All of the rest of you, you notice, like, as this is going on, Chip is sitting there, like, looking at it, and at first it wasn't that bad. But at this point, you see that both of Chip and this drow figure have this strained look on their faces, and you notice that Chip's nose is bleeding. And you see some blood dripping out from under this kind of helmet-like thing that is on the individual that is rifling through his head. And then the woman just lets go and stands up. And Chip is left there kind of panting on the ground. And she is winded herself, but she's standing straight up.
Echo will just put a hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, I'll run over to lift him up, or at least like brace him. I don't know, like if he's.
And you see the drow figure walk or get walked over to Belogar, and she simply places her hand upon his forearm, and you guys all get the perception that he is being shown what he was looking for. And the figure kind of gives Echo a knowing look, which is surprising considering they're blind. And Echo, passive insight is a thing, right? Yeah. What is your passive insight?
Not great. It's a 14.
14? That is
super
actually
smart
enough.
compared to mine.
All right, that's enough that you definitely, like, as you're standing there, oblivious to anything that's happening because you are blind as a bat. You get a feeling of somebody wanting to talk to you. Like just some kind of, like, just a very, very eager to communicate with you type feeling, which is interesting. Like, you just get that vibe from, I'd say you're smart enough to know it would be this individual.
I mean, I'm assuming I'm within 20 feet, so I would have the blind sense to be able to track
Okay.
everything that's going on.
So then, yeah, you would get the visual of this person kind of like seeming to be able to see you. And I'll say, you know what, with the way that this monk works, being able to see kind of the reality of things, you guys almost get this moment of looking at each other.
Okay.
An acknowledgement.
Echo will feel that energy and that connection that is lacking with literally everybody else that Echo tries to contact with. And there's just that connection, a nod, and their focus turns back to the situation at hand.
All right. So you guys see this woman get escorted back out. And Belagar comes back up to Chip. And all right. He Well, okay, so first he goes over to his desk and he opens up his drawer and he takes something out. And he opens this leather-bound parcel. And you hear the shuffling of papers and you see him take out a quill and you see him sign something. And he steps up to you then, Chip, as I said. And you see him standing at full military attention. And he kind of looks at you, waiting for you to kind of reciprocate.
He had been helped up, sort of stumbling to his feet, but once he's able to gain his proverbial sea legs, kind of nods to Marion and gives Echo a knowing pat, like, I got this. And kind of getting that vibe off of Mr. Belogar, something that he hasn't done in a very long time, Chip Mackenzie would stand at attention.
And you guys all see Belogar do a full military salute, like the full, like, before saying, Chip Mackenzie, your duties and obligations are fulfilled. For the trials and tribulations in which you have gone through, take this severance package with our full apologies and with the good graces of the entire Dawnlight Confederacy.
Chip would return whatever the salute is of, well, whatever one he was taught, because
Yep.
that would be the best one that he knows. Oh, God. Here we go.
No. It is not. It is not the Spaceball salute. It is just a typical military salute.
He would accept this. I don't think that he would even say anything. There would just be a nod after the salute as he's accepting it.
And he kind of nods, and you guys are then approached, and it's kind of inferred that you guys are being kind of ushered back out, as it seems like business is concluded.
Echo will, against their better judgment, will just pipe up. Sir?
Yes.
I know of no right, but I have one final request of you, if you will.
Speak.
That drow. Is there any way I could have a conversation?
The Tharana needs to rest after what she has done, but if you wish to have an audience with her, I will arrange it tomorrow.
Understood. I would be most grateful.
And he just kind of gives you the nod, and you guys get ushered out. What the fuck are you guys laughing at? This is why I don't like not having the chat up, because then I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
No, it's just what he's doing on camera.
I think Taylor would appreciate that she still gets to appear in this campaign, even when she's not here. All right. So, upon your guys' exiting, you guys get back on the big elevator thing down. You guys are Echo and Chip. You guys are aware. Basically, you have to more or less it's check out to leave. So assuming you guys do that,
Absolutely. I'm not doing
What?
anything that's going to.
did you guys basically have to check in with an officer pretty much at the door to be given whatever chip was awarded on the way out?
I need to find out what I'm being, where I can collect whatever this is.
Okay. So you go up to basically it's very typical of a courthouse, like, you know, guy standing behind a guard, a iron kind of fence, for lack of a better term, like a bank window type thing. And he just kind of doesn't even say anything, and he just kind of holds his hand out for whatever you were given. And he takes it, and you see his eyebrows raise as he looks at you. Really? All right, then. And he leaves, and he comes back with a simple piece of paper.
That's anticlimactic.
And he slides it to you. And what you read is legalese for basically the deed to a house.
And where would this reside?
This is on the outskirts of the city of Osotona in the residential district. And if you were to say a specific street that I don't come up with, because who gets that detailed, Echo would know that is in.
With the street name and
Shut the
zip
fuck up!
code
I hate you.
123 Fake Street.
123 Fake Street.
What
believe
what
it is
would the address be?
The address is TPK Lane.
Oh,
As
we've
a
been on
meteor
that street
comment
before.
strikes the fucking.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. But no, you guys basically get. If you told Echo, like Echo would know, this is the Richie Bitch neighborhood. As you guys got given a full-on manor house, which I do have a map for, and I will gladly pull that up after we take a bio break because the DM really needs to pee. So let's go into that, and then we'll get back into giving you guys what you guys got. him back. So we just got back from our break, before which Chip was being treated as a war criminal until they found out he kind of wasn't. Kind of was, kind of wasn't. But through magical means, Chip had his mind read and was determined he was not guilty, so he was given a reward, which he has just received. And that is where we are picking up. So you guys get, or Chip, you get what you received. And I'm guessing you guys aren't in any hurry to stay here. Okay, so assuming that where we're picking up is that you guys have exited and are now standing out in front of this place. What is the conversation in which you guys are having?
Chip is just reading over the details of this document.
All right.
Skip, I am very proud of you.
Jesus! We just started like fireballing them, and then like we could kill them, and then they were gonna whip the dude, and then like what the fuck was going on, and then the mind meld shit, and the fucking nose was bleeding everywhere, and then I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I need a long rest.
Skip, you did a very good job. Thank you.
Well, I've come to realize that with my increased intelligence that I'm going to have to be able to maintain my composure some of the time.
It's very smart of you.
Well, you got like an old song that I used to sing. Well, you've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your gold
I think
pieces.
Skip needs to roll a performance check.
When you're sitting at the table, be
That's
timed
clearly
up
nat 20.
counting when the dealing's done.
You
actually
should
so
stop so we
spot
don't get
on, I'm worried
copyrighted.
we're going to get copyrighted.
I was going to say, I'm a little worried
Yeah.
right now.
Why? That was less
7
than 6
seconds. 7 seconds.
Plus,
less
we
than
know
6.
that dude is broke as shit, so he'd be coming at us for whatever. Like, can you come after a non-monetized channel for money?
He could send a cease and desist order, and then we could say, fuck your cease and desist order.
We reject your reality and substitute our own. We're fine.
Come at us with
No,
real
we're
live
not.
lawyers so that we can get real monetization.
That would be sweet.
Oh my god.
Anyway, enough being sued, though. All right, so you guys are now officially out of this place. Go ahead, do your thing.
Echo's first train of thought would be obviously thinking about the interaction with the woman, but quickly followed by looking for somewhere to stay for the night.
Why don't we stay in this?
It just so happens.
Why don't we stay in this guy's house?
Wait, hold on. Is that in this kingdom or a different kingdom?
It's just outside of town.
Okay.
And there's moles there and weevils.
Possibly, we don't know.
Well,
no, he said it's the rich part of town.
Echo's. Yes, it is. Echo's mindset would be find an inner tavern to stay because Echo doesn't want to. If you had asked Echo about the address, they would have told you. But Echo's not assuming that that's where we're immediately going to stay. That is up to Chip.
Well, I'm sort of at this point assuming that Chip hasn't really said anything, so I'm kind of sort of picturing this thing where he's just sitting there reading over the paper, and everybody's like, all right, well, we've handled all that. Now what are we going to do? Well, maybe we should think on it. Perhaps we should look for a place to stay. And Chip's just like, I think I found a place.
Good. Don't tell Riz where it's at.
Where is Riz and Six at? And Durgan.
Riz, I believe, went to go check out the... You are muted, Brian.
Durgan is just sitting there, like, waiting outside of the fort for you guys, like, sitting on a bench, like, kicking his feet, just, like, waiting so patiently for you guys.
And he did hear our
Riz
conversations.
he legitimately gave you guys the deuces, I'll be back, see you when I see you type thing, because he's off doing maid shit. What the rest of you saw, but Echo didn't because they are blind. Six went running to a specific building where there was a man standing out in front of it that some of you would notice in his normal form has a slight resemblance to Echo, I believe.
You fucking kidding me?
And the actions that she took were a little less than ladylike. I'll just say that.
I mean,
That
duh.
looks like Chip's mom.
She turned into Chip's mom.
Well, you said non-ladylike, and I'm like, oh, that's Chip's mom.
Hey, Chip's mom is a lovely lady, okay?
She's very classy.
Very classy
lovely lady.
Where's
I love that a Les Mis song came into my head.
Where's Hammy?
Are you guys actively looking for him?
Because Hammy wasn't present at all during any of that, was he?
We didn't
asking,
see him.
I'm asking, where's Hammy?
He was hiding amidst Chip's armor. But he wasn't exactly quick to say anything either.
So, in context of all of this, do we know that Hammy was able to either A, create a swarm of rats, or was able to gather a swarm of rats to carry out this whole breaching deed?
Marion would have been told by Chip that Hammy commanded a swarm of rats that sunk a ship. Meanwhile, drunken Hammy, whom you can understand, right? Or
yeah, I can.
Skip can.
You weren't. This was at the Sears place, and we had drunk Hammy in a mug. So I don't know if he was speaking Celestial at the time.
I believe, didn't you tell Echo this as well?
I don't think that Echo ever got the specifics.
Echo knows as much as his file, for the better term, and the things that they were able to dig up. So the specifics on it, Echo doesn't know.
There was a dream sequence, and I thought it was a no, never mind.
So, in that respect, going with what I was going to say, I'm still, because I've tried to do this throughout the game, I'm still trying to. Where's Hammy?
So Hammy is right now. You guys wouldn't know, but he is currently in like Chip's armor.
Okay, well, because I
was Skip in character is asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He was using his Ken voice, which he doesn't do.
No, I'm just saying because I'm trying to get a few things put together for some future events. Let's just put it that way.
based on
He
what
is
I
planning war crimes, is what he's doing.
based on what I know. Okay, so what I know, and I don't think the rest of the party except for Chip knows, is I actually saw Hammy in Hammy's true form for a second.
So is
Yep.
Echo.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that.
Echo saw something else.
Okay.
Echo saw some thing, but
See, I haven't seen any of that. I just know the rat swarm thing.
Look
But
at
I don't
you.
know
You
the
all have a
demon.
piece of chip. You all just got the chip of the iceberg.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Hey. All
So,
right.
Chip, Chip, I'm just
Aye.
wondering. I think it's a weird kind of coincidence, from what I've been able to piece together in my own mind and with my superior intelligence.
Right.
Is that well? Why did he choose? Why is Hammy a rat? Why did he choose that form?
I don't think he did. I think that was chosen for him.
So, like from like the horned god,
The what?
the
You're
great
talking about
great horned god.
Grimgorn?
That was that I saw it in a play one time. It was this one that was based on Warhammer fantasy. It was like a fantasy thing, and the great horned one.
Why are you so dead set on getting us sued?
I'm so happy that like we've used I've seen it in a play once so many times and it's worked. And this time he just flat out was like, I've seen the play once that is based on this totally real thing.
Today is the day that Ken was like,
100%.
I haven't been sued enough lately.
War mallet.
Battle mallet.
Well,
Battle mallet.
Morningstar.
It just perplexes me because, well, I'll make it simple for you. Because I'm Ratkin. I do have a god that I do kind of pray to because of being a rogue and stuff like that. But my mom instilled in me that there was a mother, the overlaying mother, of all Ratkin, and I just was wondering. I'm thinking that I might want to delve into that a little bit more, and really kind of explore that kind of side of who I am and what I might become. And it's weird that rat can worship a rat god, and then he's a rat, and then I saw something kind of spooky, and I'm just kind of wondering, maybe he has some information for me.
Right. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. The gods are all kinds of things, and I've seen plays where like there are some lands where a god will have one name in one land, and the same god will have a different name in another land, like right next to each other. Kind of like a weird thing, like the same one, same story, but these ones just call them a different name. So it might be one of those, but as far as I'm concerned, it's Hammy has been sent and potentially punished by Grimgorn, who is a dwarven god of mischief.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there's like a lot of things that I've heard, like there's like the mother, and the mother is like, oh, that's a spooky, creepy old bitch. But no, not that one. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that takes the rat form.
Right.
Mother rat. And I'm just wondering if maybe he's got some insight on how I could get in touch with her, because I would really, really, really like to, my next time that I become a little bit more powerful, after all the experience that I have gained in my mass intelligence that lives inside of my head, that I may want to reach out to that particular individual, and maybe join their circle.
Right. Well, let's see.
Wow,
Hammy,
a lot going
come
on
on,
there.
come on out here.
fuck do you want?
Does he produce himself as commanded?
He so what you guys see is like the rat like poking out from Chip's regrowing beard. Just like you guys see some pistachio shells drop out.
Not in my beard, you fucking wanker.
Fuck you. Things are delicious.
Yeah, I gave them to you as a gift. Don't be making a mess of my beard.
Sorry. I shit
Good.
in your beard. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Just
I'm a rat. It just kind of happens.
pull him out, produce him for Skip, and just like, Skip's got some questions for you. You're gonna be polite and answer them, okay?
This is in the middle of the street, right?
Yeah.
Right in front of the fucking doors.
This is awesome. The fuck do you want?
Well, let's take a walk to find some place to or we could nest for the evening. But okay, so check this out, Hammy, which probably isn't your real name, but that's okay.
It's as good as any.
So I got a really serious question for you, because why are you a rat?
I have been tasked with keeping a watch on this one, and a rat form is the one that Grimgorn has chosen to give me.
Oh, so you're not. I understand you're like the magic people. They can have a cat or a bat, or they could do a hoot owl, hoot owl. And then some have rats. I'm just trying. I think it would be cool to have a buddy like you, because I don't really have many people to talk to in my native tongue, and if you don't use it, you lose it.
I don't think that's true.
Well, I can't ride a bicycle.
You look like you got some short legs, but you know what? I can't either.
Meanwhile, as we're walking and he's just like squeaking, it's like I'm just nodding my head as like people are just staring, and it's like,
hey, you looking at us? Look the other way, motherfucker. This has nothing to do with you. Echo,
you guys see Hammy?
That guy was leering at you, Echo.
And you see Hammy flicking off with his little rat paw, flicking a guy off. Get the fuck out of here!
oh, he's from Brooklyn now.
He has many accents.
Well, maybe at some. The dogs are barking. There must be an alarm somewhere.
Your feet hurt?
Well, maybe we'll have this conversation at a later time, but it just.
Listen,
maybe
if you're looking to get in touch with the gods, like Chip said, maybe you should just get on your knees and pray to the big god in the sky and tell him what you're thinking. And, I have found that guy is incredibly useless with many things, but he does provide answers occasionally.
Well, because of my great singing talents and my auditory repertoire and things like that, I thought that'd be really cool. I could be like one of those guys that goes around and strums on his little guitar, plays a flute, and makes everybody happy and feel good for 1d4 plus 3. But other than that, then I was thinking it'd be really, really cool. If I was an evil spellcaster and I could make I could be like fire come out of my fingers. And then I thought to myself, what better would a rat want to be than to somebody that could change into actually a rat? Sounds kind of cool. And then maybe he could get his rat buddies to do things for him. And then maybe
so above game, am I understanding that you are going to make me deal with a ranger that can call a swarm of rats, and you are also going to be a druid which can also fuck with a swarm of rats.
Yeah, because I want to be circle of
Awesome.
rodent.
Awesome.
My circle is going to be the circle of rodent.
Dude, it's the circle of swarms. That's what you're looking for.
No, circle of rodent. I like that one better because then
Jesus.
then I'm one with the kin.
Where are you you know what? We'll talk.
It's
But
on
yeah,
the
Point
it's
is,
in the thing.
if you're looking for it,
It's on this thing.
why are you holding up a picture of some creep and his dog? I'm
That's-
just kidding. That's an adorable
That's my
picture of you
vampire
and your dog.
bat. I just want to set things going. I wanted to set some things moving forward in case
I understand. I would talk more with the big god in the sky, and you know, like I said, I know he's not good for much, but generally, that's the guy that has the answers you're looking for.
Okay, well, then what I'll do is maybe tomorrow I'll go ahead and send him some messages, like pray that he gets them. Maybe I'll light some ins. Oh, I know. Hammy,
Yeah.
do you have some of those droppings? Some of your poops?
Just look in Chip's beard; they're all over.
Okay, I'm gonna pick some of them out. And I will burn them in a little brazier.
That's gross.
And a little brazier, got it.
His Majesty Lord DM,
Yes,
did you just self-deprecate in character?
that doesn't make it self-deprecation.
The big god in the sky,
That
and
could
he's
be
not good at
anyone.
much.
In my defense, that could be anyone.
You son of a bitch.
KJ does not have an argument to this, so
Methinks KJ is frozen.
methinks you are correct.
So just you wait until they get back.
Just you wait.
So, where are we headed?
Either that or they are just very good at staying completely and totally still.
To answer your question, Skip, Chip would have volunteered. He just got a house nearby. We should probably check that out.
That seems cool. I mean, to be quite honest with you, with the range of our ability to talk to each other, I don't think that Riz would have heard us. But I will lead after we go there, I will personally lead the endeavor to go ahead and find Riz and make sure that he finds this house that we're staying in. You can
Right.
count on me.
Absolutely.
Insight
Not
check.
Not a doubt in my mind.
I'm lying. Don't even roll. I'm lying.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful every time. I'm lying. Don't even roll.
Dude, above game, my son pulled that on me the other day when I was like, yeah, dude, you should totally do that. I totally won't make you regret your decision there. And he's like, insight check. And I without batting an eyelash, I was like, I am lying. I will ridicule you mercilessly if you do that.
Even if you get a nat 1, yeah, no, I'm with it.
Nah.
Listen,
You all know me.
Roll. You're only supposed to roll if there's a chance of failure, and we all know.
Echo, are you still with us?
Uh-oh.
Cool.
They moved.
Just making sure. I was waiting for you to weigh in on the self-deprecation debate. See,
Don't give it legs.
I don't think they heard it.
Don't give it legs.
Don't
You
give
know
it
what
legs.
you
It
did.
doesn't count if it's in character.
You know what you did.
I get the you know what
I
you
heard
did.
it. You will have a conversation from me. Not yesterday. Jesus Christ! I heard it. You'll have
There's
a
that
conversation.
guy again.
Hey,
All right.
Hand them
So
some
you
that they
guys
froze.
are heading to the house. Is that what I'm? Okay. You know what? Because we are playing D&D, let's roll a dice. Somebody give me a survival check to see if you can make your way through.
Oh no! Can I have help? I have a
Yes.
+2. Does somebody have a better one?
I will say
I got a +1, my dude.
+1. +1.
I got
Skip.
a +1, my dude.
Guidance.
+1.
Advantage because I know the city.
I don't survive very. I don't. Apparently, I don't survive very well. But I'm an intelligent motherfucker.
Guidance
I'll
and
get
help.
you there.
I know the city.
I have no idea where we're
Add a
going.
D4.
I think Echo is the best one.
Wait, who has the
Since
compass?
they have been here before.
You guys do have a compass to get you there.
we never use-
No,
It's Skip's.
no.
That is Skip's
I
compass.
was gonna use it. I was gonna just suggest that, but the facts are, I gave it to Riz to use, and I told him to give it back when he was done, and I don't believe he ever gave it back to me.
And you wonder.
And that was when we
why
started
He's
on
not
the ship.
here to defend himself. We can say that it is in the shared compartment of the.
Let's table that until we find out
Um,
if a 15 cut it.
Yeah, 15 will
Well-
get you there.
Hey,
Okay. Because the Destiny's Wayfinder requires me to attune to it anyway.
All right. So it takes you guys a minute. But over the better part of the morning, you guys do eventually find this manor house on the nicest block of the nicest part of town. Am I lagging really hard? It looks like I'm lagging really hard. Is that me? Oh. Well, I'm doing my best. As long as you guys can hear me, it's fine. Let's do this for a minute. There we go. I'll let my camera catch up. But you guys take a couple hours, but you guys do eventually get to this manor house, nicest house on the nicest block, and standing out in front of it, seemingly waiting for you guys, is a male tiefling with dark red skin who seems to be wearing very official looking robes. And he is just kind of waiting at the gate, kind of just waiting for somebody to approach.
that will be Chip.
Okay. So he just kind of looks at you with a very snooty kind of like looking down his nose type look. And he's just... So you are the one in which they have granted the deed to this home, yes?
Aye.
May you present it, please? And he takes it, and you notice him...
It's your smud bill. It's your gas and power bill.
Like he doesn't even take it with his hand. Like you see, like he is like using mage hand to take it from you, and still looks like he's getting dirty by doing it.
Pretentious. It's okay.
And you see him like with the look of, I can't believe they signed this over to him.
I mean, to be fair, he's a dwarf with like dagger shaved sides of his head, a beard that is patchy and grown. It's grown in a lot, but definitely looks disheveled.
Plus,
And
there's rat
he's-
shit in your beard too,
Yeah, I was getting it. There's a rat on me. Like,
and pistachio shells coming out.
yeah.
But you guys look behind Chip, and there's just this trail of pistachio shells. Like,
Oh no, there can't. No, he's gonna ruin all of my stealth checks.
how was the party
All of
killed?
those shells.
They were killed by pistachio shells.
That's nuts.
That is what led it
That's
to
nuts.
the end of it.
But
But
I-
no, like definitely giving all of you. So it's looking at you in your disheveled appearance, looking at the blind monk feeling their way, looking at the little rat guy that looks sketchy as shit, and looking at Marion as like the most respectable. That looks like she might actually be at home in this area, but she's been traveling for a while. So, you know, her robes aren't as illustrious as they normally are. And, you know, it's just, but still, like, this motley crew. But upon looking through it, the tiefling does produce another document. And he just kind of looks at you and says, by signing this document, you do forthwith take possession of Ravanza Manor, that it will be transferred ownership from Rivarin to yourself, seeing as how Rivarin has absconded. The home becomes you. The military has paid any outstanding taxes on the home. You will be responsible for the taxes moving forward, but you don't owe any back taxes, anything like that. You are responsible for the home's upkeep. You will be responsible for an HOA fee.
So they
Just so
basically
you
handed
know.
him a fucking bill. Here's a bill.
No, they said he doesn't owe any taxes yet. They said that the military
Yet.
took care of the
Yet.
taxes, but you guys are going to be responsible for the taxes moving forward.
Well,
which
the
I'm
property
sure
value
you guys will
increased.
only get legally. But so you get this. Do you sign it in your name, or how do you handle it?
Shornak Mackenzie is the name that is signed.
All right.
Can we
So-
change the name of this place?
It's mine, so it'll probably be changed, or perhaps maybe I'll like it. We'll find out.
So Rovanza Manor, by the way, is Rovonza.
Sounds too much like that failed wizard we have, Riz.
Rizanold. Yes, that is correct. Rovanza.
I think you should change it to War-Torn Manor.
You know, that's got a wee bit of a ring to it.
That's like ominous and like stay the fuck away, or I'm gonna sick my fucking butler with his hand magically protruding from his face at you.
Yeah, my butler with his strong hand.
I use my strong hand.
He's got one massive fucking forearm. Yeah, the one's all like puny.
Yeah,
Like,
Why am I lagging so hard?
Going over everything, he would just kind of nod along, get everything that he needs, and when it's done, oh no.
oh, no.
KJ, quick, give me an estate of like 11 million gold.
Didn't we find a flying ship as well? Can we go back?
KJ, you're the
No.
note taker and the DM. Oh, you're not fun.
Respectful. How dare you?
This is an opportunity. Oh, I just got a message saying, BRB, stall. So anyway,
Still
Yeah.
a sponsor. Hold on. I'm gonna do this because I can. I don't have my other mug. If you guys ever want fancy handmade mugs, check out Claybeard Studios. On Matt also has one or two. I don't know how many you have. I could go downstairs to grab my other one that I got commissioned. He does amazing work. Cups, plates, bowls, all kind. Like he has a wide variety of things. He has a website or his TikTok or an Instagram, all Claybeard Studios. Or I think his TikTok is just Claybeard, and then his Instagram is Claybeard Studios. Go check him out. He's great. Yeah. I don't know where my D2 went.
Yeah, I have that note close by too.
My D2 is somewhere.
This little notchy thing, best thing in the world. I love it. I still love it. And then D2 that he made out of clay.
Mine's a pirate coin. Mine have mine are the same on both sides, so I never use it as a D2 because I don't know which side signifies what.
Good times. If you want to see him be a creative person while we're still stalling, you can catch him Thursday night on To Be Diced Adventures on the Twitch, where he will be running Tales of Varden, a very nice high fantasy and pirate-themed semi-campaign. Speaking of pirate-themed campaigns, Ken, would you like to talk about what we're... Golden Ghosts?
Golden
Ghosts? The other way? I don't know.
Yeah, so...
I'm not part of that campaign.
Every other Friday, we started a brand new campaign. We ended a campaign that we ran for about a year. And then...
He's back. We're talking about him.
And so we're starting a brand new campaign every other... It starts this... Well, there's an episode this Friday. And I think we're level 2, level 3. But it's actually pretty damn intriguing. When our good Lord and Savior, Big Chief, had presented this pirate-themed adventure, I would say... I know I had my character already thought out and built in like 20 minutes. And I know other individuals had their characters like already like within just a few days. And we set up a nice little and actually a role play group chat in our Discord that we use also, that we actually role play throughout the week, some stupid stuff, but it becomes canon. And we didn't really realize that some of the things we were saying in the role play chat would become canon, such as I don't know how we set forth on a sailing voyage for 7 days without any food. But there's just a lot of stuff, and I actually think it's especially my character and the people that have put a lot of work into their characters and what they want to do. I really think this has. I think it's going to go somewhere. It could be really fun. So I'm hoping that the audience enjoys it as well, even if they just drop in for 1 or 2 viewings.
Yep.
I think they'll get hooked within 1 or 2 viewings. I mean, I think it's that good.
I
Is that
agree.
a pirate pun? They're hooked. They're getting hooked.
They're getting hooked. So coming back in on that conversation, talking about Golden Ghosts, our new campaign coming up. Official launch is June 21st. Is going to be that one. This Friday we are doing a session that is going to be recorded to give our returning recent college graduate Justin a chance to get used to StreamYard and do all that. So get rid of any hiccups like we had today where my computer decided to say, hey, I'm going to reboot now. Sorry about that. But no, that'll be fun. We did our first off-stream session to get used to stuff. Matt was in there on that one. He actually completely didn't mean to, but showed up and totally kicked off everything happening for the BBEG completely on accident.
You know that meme of the guy that's knocking over a tiny domino and then he goes up to the huge domino? That's Owen Drogo.
Yep. It was great. Oh, look at that. We lost Marion now. But that's okay. I think I'm the only person watching it. Nope, there's 2 people watching in the YouTubes. So, anywho, now that we're all back, I have placed you guys on the legitimate map. But before we go into that, I do believe, Matt, you were in the middle of saying something.
Yes. This tiefling individual that we are having this conversation with, is he just like the steward that's handing this over, or is he like a butler or a person attached to the estate?
What is your passive insight?
12.
12? That's enough that you can tell this dude is like with the housing authority.
Mm,
And he is just handling everything and doing his legal obligation of informing you that you will be responsible for taxes and that this house is officially yours in as is condition with all of the like henceforth to be called, blah blah blah, like legalese, like a son of a bitch, like that is all he's doing.
So he's got the air about him as we conclude things that he's just kind of like, we'll be visiting. Like, we'll be checking in.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I'm immediately gonna go get 2 carts, a wagon with that's missing a wheel, and then like park it in front.
That is against the HOA policy, which you have now signed and agreed to.
That he signed it. I didn't sign anything. I just need a place to park my ride.
Just needed a place to park my ride.
You drop trowel in the middle of the yard.
Skip, you're something else. But yeah, I mean, Chip would just conclude the business and get the keys, proverbially or literally, hopefully both.
Yeah.
And we'd go take a look at this building.
All right. So you guys stroll up to the most opulent manor most of you have been in, with the exception of one of you who grew up in a home very similar to this. You can tell there are many bedrooms and other rooms to this house. It has a very stately appearance to it. It looks very regal. It is very well kept. But the approach to it seems slightly less kept than, like, you can tell that it has not been like as religiously mown lately. Like, it has gotten a little, like, it's being kept up, but maybe not as well. So you think there might be a story with whoever left. But it is still an impressive manor house. As you can see on your map, you guys have a bit of a laneway to walk up. And eventually you do turn a corner to
I
the
see
manor
a fountain.
itself.
Holy
Yep.
shit, what?
You got a couple of fountains.
Get the fuck out.
And they are running, like actively working fountains. That as you step up to them, you see that, because at present the pedestals on these fountains are bare. There's nothing on them. But as you step up to them, holding the deed, you notice that your visage all of a sudden appears, like, but in a much more heroic pose. Like, it is definitely Chip, like 1 foot up on, like on a
Chip at
barrel or
level
something
20.
like that. Like, sitting there, like hands on hips, like chest out, and just,
It's Chip at level 20.
yeah.
I guess we will unlock the door.
All right, so the door opens up to a grand entrance. You do see a display case with multiple weapons inside. If you take if you open it up, assuming everything in here is yours, feeling them, they are definitely display pieces, like swords that have never been actually sharpened, stuff like that. But they look
That can
really
change.
nice.
That can change very simply.
It sure can.
We'll see. Skip, left or right?
Skip isn't even paying attention. He's not even looking on the map.
He's parking his cart somewhere.
There is actually a stable out back of this place for you guys to put the 4 horses in which you were lent.
Up in here, sir. Left or right? Chip asks you. Well, that looks like a decision was made.
Ken just likes to open doors. So in this room, right off the main foyer, is definitely like a bunkhouse room that you can tell maybe some of the house staff would stay in if you guys had any. Currently, you don't have any, but you see
But I
Dorgan
got
kind of
5
like
friends. I got 6 friends.
you do. And you see Dorgan is like looking like wide-eyed at the beds, like wondering if he might actually get to sleep in a bed since he wasn't with the Thieves Guild. He was just shoved on the floor.
There's a stable out back.
That's where you are right now? Or are you saying that for Dorgan?
Or
Dorgan
Dorgan.
would take it. Echo says keep him in the stable.
No, he doesn't.
No,
I believe that I've made my way
That's the
into
thing that got a rise out of KJ is talking about putting Durgan in the stable. That's like, excuse me?
no, he needs to stay
First
inside
of all,
with us.
First of all, pronounce his name right. Second of all,
Dorgan,
that is homeboy
sorry.
you're talking about. He gets his own fucking bedroom.
Oh, really?
Well, what if
It's
there's
not
only
even
5
their
Don't
people?
worry
house,
about
but
this.
they're giving him a room.
They're not wrong. Oh no. So I think that I have made it into
Yep.
a kitchen, and Skip, if you can come this way, I have more options. I don't know why, but whenever there's more than one door, I'm leaving Ken in charge.
That seems like
My
a
guy
great
won't
idea.
move. My dude's
What have you
not
done?
moving. What the fuck?
You've triggered the petrification trap. It's the basilisk.
The guy's coming.
The baby basilisk,
Bless you.
man.
Well,
I'm trying to find the kitchen. Is this the kitchen?
This
We're
is the
in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
You guys do find
Oh.
a fully stocked kitchen.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna go get some Ritz crackers real quick.
some Riz crackers.
Some
Some
Ritz crackers.
Riz crackers.
Hey,
Oh,
Riz
wait.
is a crack.
Is there cheese here?
No, I don't eat that.
There
fucking
is
shit.
some
know you
cheese.
don't.
There
I know
is
you don't.
also fresh fruits and vegetables. There are.
I just want to
Pistachio.
catalog that there is cheese there, so that if I leave this room, come back, and the cheese is gone, that I know that Skip threw it away.
And I will say, like, when
look.
Dorgan comes up and he sees the kitchen, you see his eyes are as big as dinner plates, and he is like holding a little teddy bear, and you see him like rubbing it for total, like, he is like just so happy right now.
Is it because he is malnourished, or is it because I'm picking up that he is a cook?
Yes.
He's
Ooh,
malnourished and a cook.
He's a
he's a
malnourished.
malnourished cook. Noted.
He's a lick.
Um,
He's a
our
lick.
last-
And the teddy bear's his phylactery. I figured.
Our
it
last chef,
out.
our
I figured
last
it
chef
out.
disappeared.
That's true. Your other chef did disappear.
Skip, it
hey.
looks like you found a dining hall.
Hey, Chip, just to let you know,
So the current place where you're in is kind of just like a main hallway. Like, you see some stairs going up. You do see in the shelf in the display case.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah. You do see that there are 3 tomes that are just sitting there.
is one of them one of those tomes that makes golems?
So Chip, it's your house. Do you look in?
Are they clearly labeled without taking them, or
They are not labeled. They are very ornate, and you can tell just by looking at them. You're smart enough to tell they are very old. They have some definite age to them.
I would grab one and take a peek inside to try to see what it was.
So
with it.
as
It's a
you
mimic.
It's a
pick
mimic.
one up and you start reading just the first few pages, it is seemingly telling you how to be a better leader, how to act in a proper, like leadership role. It is like,
This is for you.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, sir.
yeah.
Could I peek at another one? You said
Okay.
there's 3 of them?
Yep.
Okay.
So you pick up another one, and it seems to be a power lifter's guide.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, quite literally. And the third one.
And the third one doesn't have anything written in it yet.
At all?
Not that you can see.
Can Echo see it?
Echo's still
Yeah.
like way out in front of the house, like nowhere near everybody
We
else.
forgot
Y'all just
Echo.
left
That's
them.
because I can't load the map. I
I am
cannot load the map.
fucking with you. I put you in the house.
Our house in the middle of the street. Our house
Stop it.
where Riz is gonna be beat. Our
That's
house.
Oh, God.
We're gonna
I mean-
dismember him. Our
Nope,
house.
we already did that.
We're
the
gonna
shark
take his
did that.
limbs off.
Wow, violent.
Chip will gently replace the books back where they were. And it looks like somebody has opened the door to it. This is the dining room.
Yes, in this one you see a very large table, suitable for about, if I count right, 12 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14.
14, even better.
But
Nine.
Beautiful.
14. Nine.
okay. Oh,
And you
decision has
notice
been
it
made.
is a very nice mahogany table too. Like this is, and I think you being a shipwright too would appreciate the fine craftsmanship that goes into it.
I
Hey, this is a
absolutely do.
sitting room.
The conservatory.
Isn't it actually called a sitting room? Because this is, well, it's close to being right off the foyer.
There's another door.
Well, yeah, but that leads back into the hallway that we were in where those books were, and then there's another door that leads to the foyer.
So
So what about, are these
So-
more display pieces or
Well,
anything
these-
stand out?
There's a rapier in there.
no, there's not.
I can see it. It's right here.
And where there
It's
is
right
very obviously that is a morning star, a great sword, a battle axe, and a longbow.
Remains to be seen.
Remains.
Did
to
you
be-
see?
So
Those are-
that's down here. And then you guys are getting moved. You
Oh.
guys go upstairs.
I'm not
Ah,
going with the
I
first
was
floor.
outside somehow.
Whoa. Teleportation spell.
I don't know why it makes me go to 2 different maps, but
First door. Oh, it's a balcony.
yep, you get a balcony complete with a couple of nice benches overlooking the gentle flowing of the fountain.
Does the fountain have like one of those statues peeing?
It does not. Actually, you know what? Now it does. It does have a picture of Chip peeing into his own fountain.
Can I request that if somebody is going to be peeing into the fountain perpetually as a statue, that it would be Skip?
And you notice as you think it, so it becomes.
There's all these heroic ones of Chip at level 20, like we said, and then there is Skip Tracer peeing into the fountain.
And you notice like it
Chip!
rotates constantly, so it's just like
Wait, is there a fountain out back? Maybe that shouldn't be out front. There is a housing authority.
yeah, but they
Chip!
gotta walk all the way up the laneway to find it, so it's okay.
Mm,
Chip, come here. Come here. Look at this place.
can somebody tell me where Skip is?
He's just
Go
back
to
in
the door.
in the door, yeah.
This door? Ah, there you
Well,
are.
this door opens up to the one like design flaw of the whole house, in that you have to come out onto the balcony to go into this obvious bunk room, and I don't know why.
I thought
But
they were
anyway,
talking about this room that looks like some kind of laboratory.
that room is absolutely a laboratory.
Holy shit.
Let's put a lock on this door.
Let's put 2 locks on this door.
You're not gonna just let Riz in and let him go to town.
No, we're not going to tell Riz that it's even here. We'll say, Riz, no, you can't go in there because there are women in. Oh, no, we can't say that because he would just rush right in. There's a basilisk in there.
There's a giant shark.
There's a bat. Oh, he'll try to fuck it.
Oh, no.
There's a basilisk in there.
He is not gonna try to mouth sex the shark.
Bet.
Bet.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm very, very intrigued by this room.
This room is just begging for multi-classes to come out of this. Okay, so back where you are, Chip, that room is the bunkhouse. Obviously,
Sec-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds, and then the
Um,
room to
I
the
see-
left.
I see that there are foot lockers. Are they in fact empty?
They are currently empty.
Lucky you. All right. That's fair.
Did I just hear a
I
fuck
found
you out of that?
I found a magical rapier.
You did not find a magical rapier.
What is this room? Oh, is this like a master bedroom?
Well, it is a bedroom.
Mm. Okay.
So you see a bed that would a room that would really be suitable for like Echo and Six to share,
That's fair.
unless Echo's brother is around, and then Echo would not want to share that room.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Echo will stay outside or something.
Oh,
They will
this
stay
this
far
room
away.
intrigues Matt, but Chip is definitely like, holy shit.
So this room is a absolute training room. Like you see, you are currently standing on kind of like the kung fu mat type thing from the Matrix when he's in there. You see the dummies with like the protruding arms at different things so that you could be working on. Echo in particular could work on their hand-to-hand combat skills. You see another dummy there for more of the training with the multiple weapons that you do see around. I will see you see basically one of every weapon from the player's handbook, but they are really shitty versions of them.
That's
They
fine.
are
I think
definitely
there's a magical rapier in there.
There's not
Yeah.
a magical rapier, which sounds a lot better than rapier.
It's right there.
But it's actually rapier.
That
Anyway.
sounds so bad. But anyway, Marion is currently sitting at the desk of the manor. Contrary to what it looks like on the map, there are no actual papers on it, but you can tell that this is where the Lord of the Manor would take potential business meetings and stuff like that. There are rows and rows and rows and rows of books. So it is also a mini library. And then through there, you walk into what would be considered the master bedroom.
Durgan's room.
No, this is the smash room.
The smash room? Not even doesn't belong to anybody,
Everywhere
just
is
the
the
smash
smash
room.
Well, with all due respect, Chip, are you? Can you tell me or tell us your plans? Are we going to be able to stay here? Are you giving us residence here?
There looks
what
to
would-
be another building out back too.
I think that's the stable.
There is indeed, if you guys want to go back to the first floor. And I will say, because I know that you guys at home cannot see, But the all the graves out on there. This is supposed to be. I think this is supposed to be a manor, like with a graveyard. That's not really there.
Darn it.
Darn.
Yeah. So nobody's going back into, or nobody's going into necromancy and raising a bunch of dead people.
Here lies Rizenald, failed wizard.
Oh god. Oh good. We have a spot to bury all of our characters when they all die. And then
That
the
is
house
true.
continues changing hands through party member to party member to party member.
That is true.
Do we want to go back to this building in the back?
Yes.
Okay, moving you back to the first floor. There you go.
Wow.
So I'll be honest with you. The DM hasn't answered my inquiry yet, but as soon as he does, that will charge my next move. Just to let you guys know.
As for a thieves guild, there is
Yeah, well,
absolutely
just-
a thieves guild in this wonderful city.
Just trying to, you know.
And as you guys are, so would that be where you would be going to? Would you be going there, or are you just asking if there is one?
Well, eventually I'm going to, but if there is, while everybody's looking around, taking some time, I'm openly going to tell Chip, I've got to run outside real quick. I will be right back. I want to check out the back house and
It's a stable.
The stable. It's just a regular stable. Cool. Check it out. Make sure there's no like false doors in the floor that lead down to spooky things. But I'll tell Chip that I'm going to run outside. I got to go to the front. I'll be right back.
All right, don't get lost and don't get into trouble.
Don't kill
That-
Riz.
Fuck. So I will run out.
Okay.
So is this place? Is it got a wall around it with like a gate?
Yeah.
As I am doing a perimeter
How tall is
check.
the wall?
The wall is about 12 feet in most places.
And the gate itself, is it? So this is probably 10 to 12 foot that goes all the way around this place.
Yeah. And the
And-
gate is even though it doesn't show it on the map, but it is a classical iron, like wrought iron gate.
Does it have a lock?
It does. And are you like actually checking it out to like see what kind of security it has and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so-
And while I'm out there, I'm gonna look around to see if anybody's out there. So anybody sees me.
Okay. Is anybody paying attention to Skip? Or are you guys all just intrigued inside? Did you guys actually give Dorgan the master picture?
No, we'll go over that in a little
Okay.
bit, but
No.
I am very much so intrigued, especially with the Skip's words in the back of my mind. Make sure there's nothing secret or anything beneath the floorboards and yada 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 yada. There's a locked door in my house.
There is.
Why is it locked?
Do you wish to go in?
Yes.
Wait, where is this room?
So
Bang.
as you sit there thinking about the locked door, you just kind of appear inside of it, and you do find
boy.
it goes down.
So
Oh, fuck.
what is in here first? Is this just like storage?
It just looks like storage up there, but when you go down the stairs,
Oh, where did I go?
there you
It's
go.
a wine cellar.
Down lower right-hand corner.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Hold on.
Exploring.
Hold on.
Oh, we're exploring. There's no holding on. We've come too
There
far.
is holding on because I need to replace a door that I missed.
Nope.
The
We're just gonna barricade our way through.
Gosh,
I
God,
didn't have somebody to pick a lock, but they ran off.
Well, I just went to the front of the house. I'll be right back.
What? Did you just close the door behind me, sir? You just locked
No.
You son of a bitch. Well, so ends the tale of Chip.
Good thing we've got a grave site for you.
So as you are wandering these halls in the basement, and at first the first room you go into, it just looks like casks of ale and mead and wine and such, and then you find another hidden door. And when you go in there, the room is noticeably colder. And as you walk in, these braziers light themselves up as you enter, and you see 8 altars.
Fair. Mm-hmm.
How closely are you looking at your surroundings?
Very. As I'm looking with my
Okay.
good eye.
So you're walking along, and you hear Hammy like, "I don't fucking like this place." And as you are like looking down, you're noticing that the floor is unstable. Like, not unstable, I shouldn't say that, but uneven. Very uneven. I'm waiting to see what you do with that information.
I mean,
Lift up the boards.
is it wood floors or is it dirt
It
floors?
is not. So you look at the floor. You notice that the floor is a very distinct color and texture that reminds you very much of bone.
Hey guys, you remember like 5 seconds ago when Brian
I
said
don't know,
none of us are going to be doing necromancy?
And as you look at these altars, you notice that they are all built on a foundation of skulls.
Okay.
I mean, I can't just give you guys a free house and not have something creepy with it, right?
I mean, you could.
Just lock the fucking door and walk away.
The door is locked behind me.
And
We
shame
are
nobody
not-
can get to you.
We are not panicking.
I'm sure you can find a mason and you can just like wall it in right there.
Well, I mean, so what is there anything upon any of these altars? Perhaps scripture that we are not going to read out loud.
You
Barada.
did any of you make it in with him? No, none of you made
No,
it in with him.
no.
That was the very specific part, is that only he was welcomed into this part.
Ooh,
There
you're in
is
trouble.
definitely some scripture that is written in some kind of red substance.
It's ketchup.
Beet juice.
And
Strawberry
Give
ice.
me
Happen
a
to be
perception.
celestial, dwarvish, or infernal.
it is one of those.
So what does it say?
So if you're reading it not out loud,
Not out loud. We've seen the mummy.
it's it says the sacrifices we make to the Father, may he rise again to the salvation of us all.
The Father.
Ooh, let's get some goat blood.
Let's
And
not
at that point,
come-
make a perception check.
if I must.
You see an
You
ethereal
know what?
hand
With
come out.
advantage.
This hammy is helping me. That is a 23.
Okay, a 23. You hear very faintly at first, but growing louder. A beating heart.
Hmm.
Get out.
Shut up, kid.
Remember the last time you picked up a fucking heart?
That was a different universe. He's fine in this one.
I actually think that I've read this book. It's by Billiam Quake Javelin. Or no, that's actually completely wrong. It would be Edgar Allan Show.
And
What,
in
where-
all of these alcoves, you see these statues.
what are the statues of?
They are of a very demonic figure
The same one repeated.
Bro,
in
I'm
different
going
poses. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to the inn. Fuck this place.
This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Fuck
I'm out.
that, dude.
No,
I'm
no.
at
The
the
thing
inn.
is, none of you are, because this place, as far as y'all are concerned, is completely fine.
Hey,
Listen, man, we got it on a deal. It's fine, okay?
yeah, it's just so happens that the taxes are paid in souls. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
what
to
the-
die
Oh
for.
my god, that the housing authority agent is a warlock patron. I just signed another warlock deal.
Maybe there should
Conflict of
really be a
interest.
fucking cemetery in the back.
But no. So you hear this beating heart.
Is it mine?
You're not sure.
Can I tell
Stop the
where
tapping.
beating is coming from? Other than Ken.
Roll another perception check.
Oh my god. Go get
Do
a
I have
cleric.
advantage again?
Yes, you can.
Thank God.
Go get a cleric.
21 blackjack.
21. It is coming from this statue.
We're gonna do the thing. Can I start the apocalypse in 2 of Brian's games?
I say we
So-
go get 6 and throw 6 in there.
As you are looking at this statue, you see the
Summon the
statue of this demonic figure that looks different than the rest of them, because the rest of them are him in all these kind of various just ominous looking poses. This one is much more regal looking, where he is standing holding a very ominous looking sword with these jagged spikes and edges coming out at all different angles, that looks like, instead of a clean slice, like it is made to maim and disfigure and rip to pieces. He is wearing armor that looks like it is made out of bone and sinew and muscle itself, and complete with a cape of what, I mean, it's done in stone, but you can tell with the texture the artist was trying to go for, it looks like it is made out of human flesh. Like, it is just very ominous. And on top of this demon lord's head is sitting a very regal looking crown with a very prominent jewel on the front. And when you see that, in your head, you get flashes of the posters from when you were behind enemy lines in the Gilded Dominion. two posters that had a picture of the king on it. And that crown is standing very much so out in your mind as something that looks strikingly like it.
Son of a bitch. Okay. And that is artist interpretation of the crown, not actual crown seated on the statue.
Well, the crown seated on here, it is all sculpted. So it's not like there is an actual crown on it. Correct.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently Echo disappeared.
It's fine. So is Chip soon.
Hey, what's that gravestone say? Chip.
With brand new inscription like appearing before you. Chip Mackenzie.
Yeah, it says Chip, not Choronek, because they pay by the letter. Do I, now that I'm inspecting the statue, do I see or do I still hear the heart?
Yes, you do. Getting louder and louder.
Right, that's enough of that. And now we're going to turn around and start walking away.
And then you just hear in a low and ominous tone, I will rise.
Right, but it's not me that's doing it. Goodbye. And we're going to start making our way to that door to, can we open? Is there a doorknob on this side?
There is no
So,
doorknob at all. There is no door on this side. It just looks like a wall of bones. And then you feel a drip on your shoulder.
and then we think about ourselves on the other side because that's how we got down here in the first place.
And nothing happens. And you feel another drip and another.
Do I hear that
Another.
scream?
You do not.
I would like to use the earring of message broadcasting to all of my friends. Help!
And none of you hear anything.
Fucking earring.
Fuck this earring.
I know I got him.
So the drip is turning more into a constant stream of something.
I would like to. No. Somebody's going to say something. Don't. All right. I would like to draw my shield and the Direstone Dwarven Key.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to use the Direstone Dwarven Key on the door in front of me.
Okay.
So,
And if you can remind the audience what that does.
it's a hand axe. You got a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, but that's fine. If it hits a stone object, the hit is automatically a critical hit. In addition, I can use an action to speak the hand axe's command word and strike a fixed stone surface with it, such as a wall or ceiling. If the surface is no more than 2 feet thick, it magically pulls apart to form a temporary doorway.
Okay, so when you read that, a what surface?
Bone.
That
Hang on. How old is the bone?
not old enough to be stone.
I don't believe you, you fucking liar.
That's like thousands of years.
It's fine. How long
all
has this been
fine.
in here? Is this a recent addition? Is this like, with the new modern 2024 collection of modern foes and
bones?
demons? Modern homes and cult circles.
So you're sitting there. I'm just getting this visual of Chip like saying this word in Dwarven and just tapping everywhere and nothing happening because it's not stone.
I'm gonna do what I don't want to do, and I'm gonna look up.
And you see just blood is pouring from the ceiling.
It's a Teletubby.
It is not.
What's the ceiling made of?
In this moment, you fully believe it is bodies. And it
Why
is.
didn't you just say stone?
You said stone wrong.
No, you
I think you
see.
just
No,
pronounced
here's the thing.
stone.
Getting real for a moment. It is
It's already real.
bodies. It is. Yeah. Trigger warning? A little late. No, it is bodies. And like when you first look up and see the first body that you see is your wife. And your kids, your family, your friends, your recent friends,
This
all
house
of them
sucks.
twisted and dismembered and filleted with all looks of agony and pain on their face as you just hear that voice again. I will rise again. And you notice that the blood that is pouring from the ceiling is now collecting on the floor and is about waist deep.
Mm-hmm. 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 I'm gonna open the bag.
Okay.
It's about waist deep. That's attached to my hip. I'm gonna open the bag.
Okay.
At least we're not gonna drown. And maybe if this thing fills up, it'll start coming out of the collective catches that are on my party. And maybe they'll go, what the fuck is going on here?
In this moment, you get the feeling of something getting closer to you.
I look towards where the statue buddy is.
And the statue is moving. And
Why
it suddenly
couldn't you
doesn't
just
look.
say it was made of stone, and then I could be out of here.
So you see that the statue is no longer a statue. And you see the horrific visage of this demonic lord coming at you and reaching for you. When suddenly...
Brian, did you watch Paranormal Activity recently?
No, I've never seen it.
I'm trying to figure out what horror movie you watched recently because you're doing a good job.
None. I refuse to watch horror movies. They freak me out. But anyway,
I'm so happy.
So as this hand is reaching for you, and by the way, like this hand is big enough to encapsulate you, like with one of its fingers. When suddenly another hand reaches out from behind you and kind of grabs it in kind of like a Game of Mercy type way. But you recognize that hand as one of a dwarven deity that you've seen.
Sky Daddy's on the way.
As you see the visage of Grim Gorin. But not today, you blood-sucking fucking demon! And you
and as
are
that happens, I take out my
thrown
crossbow
out. You are thrown out. and land on these barrels of ale.
Am I
And
covered waist deep in blood?
you are not.
That's good.
And as you look back at that wall, you see no door.
So what happens is exactly this. All right, get me out of here.
I would like to go home now.
We go up the stairs.
There you go. Put you right in front of the door.
Oh, good. No, we are barreling directly through Marion into the stable.
Do any of so what happens with that information?
Looks like you've seen a ghost.
Not quite.
Okay, well that's good.
No, it's not.
You didn't see a ghost.
I love that. No, it's not.
I'm going to stay here. Can some of you... Is there actually a door there
Where
I just came out of? Unless you're doing the clever, oh, there's never been a door there thing after your traumatic experience. The door that I just came out of, is there a door there or no?
a door here? Yeah.
That one there, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you go back down there, all you see is a room filled with barrels of mead and wine and other distilled liquors. Like, if you were to actually investigate for that door at present, you would find nothing.
So Chip is not going to, but he's going to ask. It's Matt saying that he's asking. It doesn't sound like he's asking. But he's going to look at everybody and just be like, I need somebody to go down those stairs, just across from where the stairs are. The wall, there was a door there. I need you to tell me if you see a door there, and if there is, don't touch it.
Who goes and checks it out?
I'm going to check it out.
All right. So
I
you
go
go
down?
down there.
Yeah.
I won't move you down there. I'll just say you go down there and you look for any sign of a door. And you see no sign that there has been anything but stone walls of a basement. Of a cellar, I should say, not basement, but
Vibe check.
okay, go for it.
$22.
So a 22. There's a vibe of something, but you don't necessarily get a bad vibe from it. Like there's definitely just something going on.
Yeah. I guess following that up with an Arcana check.
I won't even make you roll for it. There's mad magic shit.
Can I tell what type of mad magic shit? Like
It
a magical rapier down here?
It is not a magical rapier. It feels like celestial magic is surrounding this room right now. And like as you put your vibe out for that, it feels like it is in the house itself. And as you turn around to kind of go back upstairs, you come face to face with what looks like the spectral form of a dwarven male
Seriously,
that
bro.
would look familiar to Chip, but you would have never seen this before. But he places his hand directly on your chest. He says something in a language you haven't heard before, and your bones are hurting right now.
Is it dwarvish?
It is not.
Oh, damn. Is it elvish?
No,
Okay.
Is it Elvis?
it isn't. Huh, thank
He's
you. Thank you
left-
very much.
He's left the
Um,
manor.
As Echo is wandering around the manor, what are they doing specifically right now?
Bumping into stuff.
Echo's not bumping into anything. Thank you very much. I think Echo would just be slowly making their way through the manor using their tremor sense and blind sight 20-foot radius, just very meticulously looking through the place.
Okay, so with your blind sight and your tremor sense, you get surprised when you run into something. You have no idea, because blind sight is not true sight. No idea specifically what it is, but you feel a pressure right on your sternum area. You feel like you have like one hand kind of like behind the head, one right on the sternum. You hear something in a language you've never heard before. And in a very similar sense, your bones are suddenly killing. Like your
Are you
bones
sure?
are screaming in pain.
Are you sure?
They
Yes.
don't have bones.
Oh shit! Changeling. Fuck. Your whatever a changeling has. You are getting the
Technically
same
has
protection
bones.
as everybody else. So,
If you had bones, they'd hurt.
Yes. Your internal structure mechanism, whatever that is,
It's pure cartilage.
yeah,
They're
that
like a
is
shark.
currently on fire. Fucking changelings. I should never have said yes to that. I'm kidding. It's
So
fine.
you're telling me it's not celestial, it's not Sylvan.
It's not celestial and it's not Sylvan. Not at least not celestial as you know it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Skip.
Oh,
Hold on. Echo. Say what?
nope, go for it.
All right. Skip. As you are heading out to do whatever business you were going to take care of, you very suddenly come face to face with a visage that you saw for the briefest of moments. As it is that same dwarven figure you saw up on Chip's balcony back at Firehearts. And before you can even say anything, he comes up and same thing. His hand is on your chest. You hear him say words that you don't understand.
I don't get a reaction.
Not with the way he's moving. I will say that you do notice he is moving in a panicked pace. But it is the same thing. Hand right on the sternum says something, and your bones feel like they are on fire for the briefest of moments. And then finally back to Chip, where you are the only one that he says anything to. But Hemi, in his celestial form, looks at you and says, right, this is going to hurt. And same thing, hand to the chest, and he says something, and instantly your bones are all on fire for a moment.
Like a long moment or a brief moment?
It's kind of a long moment, but it definitely, like, it's not for anything more really than a couple heartbeats, maybe.
Well, that's not a very long time at all because Chip's heart is probably fucking racing.
So, Echo, what is your response when this happens?
Echo's instinct would immediately be to reach out towards whatever they're feeling because they're not being able to sense it.
Yeah. And you feel nothing because it was one of those situations that it was there and it was gone immediately. But you still feel like your bones are sore. Not bones, because you're fucking changeling. You know what I mean, though.
Changelings still have bones. I can just rearrange
they?
them.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Ken was right. Are they all cartilage? I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense.
I don't think so.
I've never been asked the question. I've never specifically researched the question, but the first thing that would pop to mind.
By next session, let's have an answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been asked that question, but for a changeling, the first thing that would pop to mind to me is that would they have a semblance of bones? It could be likely, but it seems more likely, just to me, that it would be more like cartilage, maybe.
Right.
You know, like Marion was saying, like shark structure.
Right.
Something more easily manipulated.
Yeah. All right. So in that moment of not being able to feel anything, how does Echo react? Oh, I think they froze.
That's exactly how they react.
Boom. All right. Skip, when this happens to you, what is Skip's reaction?
Echo's back.
Echo's back. What is your reaction?
Chips on deck.
What we're doing. Hey, internet is good.
I actually did Google it. It's more based on. It's less based on D&D and more off of like modern
Other
world
lore?
historical folklore.
Yeah.
Changelings don't have bones. They're made of cartilage.
Good job, Ken. Inspiration to Ken.
I came up with it. I
Do
said
with
the
that
shark.
information as you will.
In this, what is like not being able to grasp anything in front of you, just having this moment where you were very obviously touched for a moment, instant bone-ish type stuff pain.
I think it would be a long moment of just hand floating out in front of them, not being able to feel anything. And then just both hands on the staff, leans for a second to try to compensate for the pain turning into an ache before they just kind of keep moving, continuing to explore because they got nothing, my dude.
They got nothing. So just takes it for shit happens and keeps going.
I had this.
That's fantastic. Skip, what do you do in that moment?
Can't do anything about something you can't do anything about.
Fair enough.
So in my mind, well, that's a little unsettling. Is it? Hold on, wait a moment. So I'll pull out my Eye of the Unseen, my little stone rock with a hole in it.
Yep.
I'll immediately look around at the house and look at the grounds. Look around.
So as you look around, like when you look down and you see your own feet, you see that seem to follow the very structure of your bones. Intricately carved runes of some sort that are like it's nothing that you've seen before, even with your runic magic. Like it is some kind of like almost alien runes that are like I said, very finely carved, and they are like if you follow them up like over every part of your body.
This is a little disturbing. I start to jot down, maybe pull out a quill and my book and start to jot down some of them rather quickly, and before they maybe disappear.
Did Skip turn into more? Because that's great.
Let's see here.
It's
With
his,
my,
it's his
with my increased intelligence, I'll have to do a little bit of research upon this, and perhaps this is something that might bond us. Even more soul. Lightly, I trace them. But fuck it. For now, I'll tell the others when I get back. Remember, this is all in my own head. I inspect the gate rather well, and especially the locking mechanism on the gate.
All right. And as you do, you notice a similarity to the runes that you jotted down and the ones that are intricately carved into each rod of the gate.
Well, again, quite disturbing. Perhaps something great will come of this. Perhaps we will release the Kraken, per se. Or its equivalent on land. But for now, I'm going to pull out a piece of chalk. Close the gate behind me. On one of the outer vestments portions of the gate.
Okay.
I will put this symbol on it.
Okay. Do you care to tell the peoples at home what that symbol means?
It's a rogue can't symbol for guarded.
Okay.
I will look around, throw up my cloak and hood as a action, by the way,
Okay.
and make my haste into the rest of the town or city.
Okay. So
All you hear is
all right. Marion, in this moment after feeling this, what do you do?
Is the entity still there?
It is not. It
Just
came
don't go
and
next
went in the
to me.
matter of a second.
don't turn the TV on.
They're here.
7 days. The whole rest of this campaign, all the way to level 20, happens in 7 days.
Inside the manor.
That would be fucking fantastic.
I guess immediately like clutch the area in which they touched. Like, is there like a mark or anything, or was it just
On the skin?
yeah?
Or are you looking on your clothes? Like,
Well, I guess yeah. Well, because
okay. So clothes and then lifting up.
yeah,
There is no sign of anything.
like I guess do another Arcana check. Is there a different presence here than what I'd felt?
Roll your Arcana. We'll see how this goes.
I'm going to burn that other inspiration I have.
Okay.
9.
9?
9.
There's definite. Okay, so I will say with a 9, you get the feeling that there is now magic like in your bones.
Okay. Even though I already had magic in my bones to begin with.
No,
So I have-
that it is different. It is. You're right, because you're a sorceress.
Yeah.
This is more the magic on your bones.
Dude, we're like Wolverine now. We've got adamantium. I try to
Dude,
fucking I try to
astral
make claws
claws.
come out.
Bub. Start calling people Bub.
All of a sudden, yeah, all of you have to call people bub.
Hey, Bub.
Damn it! And all of you have this hankering for a cigar. Like,
I will slowly start going back up the steps.
okay. All right. And
Hey,
then,
Bub.
Hey, Bob.
hey, bub. All right. And Chip, in this moment, after Hemi touches you this way and you feel this pain, how do you react?
I yell very loudly because it fucking hurts.
Okay. You fucking keep it quiet. You don't have to yell like that. It's fucking worth it.
I feel pain in bones that I didn't know that I had.
Yeah, well, you're protected now.
That's what Chip's mom said.
Valid.
He's just gonna point at the door. Just be like, what the fuck was down there?
I don't know exactly what it is, but it got Grimgorn's attention right quick, didn't it?
I fuck yeah, it did. I've been trying to get his attention this whole time. I didn't know that just going into a bit fucking basement would have been exactly what I fucking needed.
I don't know what that was, but I was told to protect you. I'm sorry, but your wife and kids went through the same thing you just did with the feeling and all that, and I'm sure it didn't feel too good for him, but
What form is he in?
he's back as Hemi now.
There's a chokehold on him for a briefest moment as he's just told that the immense pain that he just felt, his wife and child
He
just
totally
felt
barks
that.
it.
It just like for a second, then like kind of in that moment, just like we can't kill him. We can't kill him. It's a good thing that he did. It just sucked, and we can be upset about it. But
We
can
needed
be
to
upset later.
keep them safe. Figured you'd rather us do that than let him go around unprotected.
Is this place protected?
Oi. Was Grimgorn himself is doing that? That's why you're not gonna find whatever that was down there. He's shut it off. He's
Is it still there?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you're just gonna send a fucking celestial carrier pigeon, and you're gonna get a fucking answer. Because I need to know if this is the most or least safe place on this fucking planet.
Right now, I think that this is probably the second safest place you can be.
Where's first?
Your house. Grimgorn knows that whatever that thing is, if it tries to get to you, it has a better chance going through Well, your family. So he has about 24 of my kind keeping an eye on it. And if he turns them on, turns them up to full power, there will be nothing that will touch your wife and children that won't rip this plane to shreds.
Well, I guess I'm not inviting them to the new house. All right. All right. I guess we should get everybody together.
All right. So you
And-
gather everybody together in the dining hall?
I have options. Let's
You
see.
do have options. You have so many options. You can gather them all in your office in the upstairs if you want.
I think that would be the most appropriate.
All right. So you guys get summoned by Chip to meet up in the office. How does he do that? Does he just do it in the most Chip way possible? Oi,
Earrings,
earrings? Okay.
because not everybody's here. So
Yep.
I mean, provided that everybody's in range.
So
but
I will say, Skip, you are right on the edge of hearing these things when you get the call to meet up. Does that change your path?
Chip, I have a few things that I have to accomplish. Are we going to stay here or not?
I think we can.
While you're in this meeting, the others can hear me now, but I would suggest highly that Dargon kind of becomes the house man while we're gone.
I
Oversee
was thinking the same.
the area.
The pool boy.
I'm going to procure some things that will be either delivered in the next few days or next day or so. And I will also be asking for some assistance, possibly hiring a house boy.
I'm sorry, what?
Hiring a house boy? Is that not the politically correct term?
When you
I
say a houseboy, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, Bob, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, who am I speaking with? I think we got our lines crossed.
No, this is the big God voice in your head. Just for clarification, when you say a houseboy, like
An individual to help with the estate while we are gone. A person that
isn't that Dargan?
Somebody to help Dargan. He's looking.
Somebody to help Dargan in case he needs to run an errand
So
and
not
get him
necessarily
bread.
a boy, but just a
Cabana boy.
That's dude, I'm sorry. The first place my head went was like
No.
it was a cabana boy. Like,
Well, they could be a cabana boy or a cabana girl. I have no idea. I have not made contact yet with my contacts in town. So.
I am so looking forward to this. Okay. Continue. I'm sorry.
But I will return and in all fairness, I will send Riz. I'll try to contact him. I'm sure that I will be out of range in a few moments, but
And that's where you cut off. I'm just kidding. I'm sure I will be out of range in a fit.
Well, before you get out of range, very importantly, I must have to tell you the secret code to the back room.
The wireless caller you've tried to reach is currently out of range.
All right, but the rest of you guys
roaming
do.
charges.
The rest of you guys do gather in the office. Hopefully joined by Riz and Six. That is to be determined next week, but I think they'll be back. But that is where we will end it for the evening. Yes, sir.
Is there... So we don't have to do this next week?
Yeah.
Oh, we meet every week, right? Yeah, this is every week.
Yeah. We will discuss after whether we will be meeting next week. I have no problem if we choose to on Memorial Day. It's up to you guys. I have nothing going on Monday.
No, I didn't. I'm not doing anything. But if it would help speed that process along,
yeah,
I have either you can make it 10 minutes of role play, or you can make it an hour next time. But I don't want to eat up people's times for this bullshit, to be honest with you.
What are you looking for?
I'm going straight to the heart of town. I'm going to try to find what's the Thieves Guild that's actually here in town.
All right. I will think on it and I will get you answers, but we will definitely keep it short at the beginning of next week.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to procure a few things and to make some things more safe.
Cool. I'm down for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and people watching after the fact, thank you for joining us for that wonderful episode where I think I legitimately succeeded on freaking Matt out a little bit. Maybe a little, just a little. Yay!
Hey!
And that's not an exaggeration, by the way, that I hate horror movies, and I don't know where I came up with all that, but it was wonderful.
It was spot on. It was very much so modern horror-esque. Like, I feel like I could have seen this in a movie.
Beautiful. I love it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you guys for playing. And we will see all of you next week. Love you guys. Be safe. See you next week.